It's the game of the week. Brought to you by the Montana Chevy dealers. And sponsored by First Interstate Bank. The Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Pepsi. Wayland Tire. And Opportunity Bank.
And welcome everyone to the Hyper Complex on the campus of Montana Tech. Rocky Erickson alongside Jason Walker. This is the game of the week as Carroll College here in Butte up against Montana Tech. Jason, let me tell you how good the Frontier Conference is. Carroll College women are ranked 6th in the nation, but they're currently 3rd in the Frontier Conference standings.
You know, the Frontier has been strong, Rocky, for a lot of years, and a lot of that is due to the coaching, obviously the players, but when you have 4 teams ranked in the top 25 and in 2 divisions now, not just 1 division, remember they changed in the NAI, but that's a pretty strong conference, and it is one of the best. Carroll's hitting a couple losses the last couple of weeks, look to have rebounded, and it's going to be a good game today.
One of the reasons why Frontier Conference basketball is so good is that girls basketball in our state is so outstanding. Montana Tech, 4 of their 5 starters on their roster are from Montana, 14 of their 17, including Miss Molly Peoples.
You know, it feels like she's been here for 18 years. She may have been, I don't know. But she's so good, and I think she's playing in 124th game today, you said, which is amazing. She's had a nice career, sharpshooter, can do it all.
That must be like a school record, 124 games for one person. Carroll College, I mean, Miss Denny, Miss Wagner, it's the same team they had a year ago.
It is, and what's even great about it is you didn't mention Cam Hilborn, you didn't mention Jamie Pickens, you didn't mention, you know, pretty much the entire roster, which is back, which is fantastic from a team that feels like they have some unfinished business from a year ago.
And Swanee coming off a career high on Thursday where she scored 24. These 2 teams met January 6th. Carroll won big, 78-46. It's the game of the week, the Carroll women at Montana Tech.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles, or current competitive owners get $2,000 total value on this Silverado. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Out here, we love our animals, from the wildlife to the livestock. Inside, it's the same. They're just like family. We keep them happy and healthy, most of the time. Secondhand smoke puts pets at risk for cancer, feline lymphoma, vomiting, increases the risk of tumors and lung cancer, even causes eye and skin disease. Secondhand smoke puts your pet's life at risk.
At Opportunity Bank, we've been around for a while. 100 years, in fact. And in that time, we've weathered some storms, seen some changes. And while that's no small feat, we don't measure success in time. We measure it by the impact we've made. We measure it by the success of the families, communities, and businesses we've served. After all, to us, there's no better investment than the people of Montana. Here's to the next 100 years.
The banners from the Hyper Complex here on the campus of Montana Tech. Rocky Erickson alongside Jason Walker. Carroll College 17-4 on the year, 5-2 in conference play. They lost 2 conference games in a row to Rocky and Providence. Tech 11-11 on the year, 2-5 on the season. And you know, Jason, when they lost those 2 conference games in a row, it's like, oh no, what's happened to the Carroll women's program? You know, you didn't expect that. You got All-Americans back like Wagner. You got Denny, another All-American. Swanee coming off her career-high 24, the world-famous Jamie Pickens. Is there still going to be a statue in front of Helena High someday?
For her and Cam Hilborn, I think, together. Those 2 right there, both pitchered 22 and 42, did an amazing job at Helena High, winning 3 straight state championships. But they've got their hands full today with a very good Montana Tech team led by Molly Peoples, Danny Eric, and, of course, Tavia Rooney for the anthem now.
Well, Rooney leads everybody, and nice crowd on hand here in Butte, America. Rocky Erickson alongside Jason Walker, and Carroll College in the purple uniforms with the gold numbers as they get set for the starting lineup. And I got to mention Isabel Erickson.
Yes, you do.
Izzy from Billings Central, redshirting this year, and boy, what a team she was on. They were in that state championship game against Havre a year ago, a double overtime thriller. Maya Hansen scored 35 on her team. Still lost that game, and all the starters are back from a year ago. Wagner, Denny, Hilborn, Swanee, Pickens, a team that went 23-3. The last 5 years, they've been 112-33. Rochelle Sayers earlier this year went over 200 wins. There's Miss Swanee coming off a career game, and you know, this is their year. Somebody's got to win the national championship,
Right.
And why not Carroll
Why not
College?
Carroll College? And they've had that mentality, Rocky, the last couple of years, honestly, is why not us? And you go back to 2019, a difficult loss in the second round at the NAI tournament there in Billings at the Metro, a game that they thought they had in the bag. They led by 7 with a minute and a half to go and ended up losing. That's the year that they felt they could have won it. Then they felt last year in the COVID year that they were going to win it, and unfortunately got sent out to LC State, a team that they had beaten by 50 earlier in the season in the first round of the NAIs, and it didn't go their way. But this is the year. Everybody came back for this year, Rocky, and I mean, I'm excited for this team. I know this team really well. I know both these teams really well, covering the Frontier, but this Carroll College team, I know they lost a couple weeks ago, but it seems like they've got their mojo back.
You know, I was so excited when I found out that everybody was coming back. I'm like, how are they going to lose? I mean, they're going to dominate. And they've been good. They've been effective. They haven't really dominated in a big way. But this is a very, very special team that comes around maybe once every 2 decades.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, when you have a couple of Division I drop-downs in Camden Hilborn, played at Montana State for a year. Jamie Pickens played for the Lady Grizz for a year. Both came back, and we mentioned at the outset the unbelievable high school run they had. Camden Hilborn, one of the most decorated athletes in all of Montana. She won 5 state titles between basketball and soccer, and also individually in track. So she can do it all.
I'm fine if they don't turn the lights on, Jason.
I kind of like it like this.
I mean, it wouldn't be that. It'd be a little difficult to see the numbers, but I think you and I could get by just fine.
I think we could. You know, when you talk about Montana Tech and Carly Sannon, you know, she hasn't had the greatest of runs, but she's got a really good class here. We talk about Molly Peoples, who feels like she's been here since, you know, I was joking with Macy Mayer, a redshirt freshman on this Tech team earlier before the game, that Molly Peoples was here in college before any of these other girls were born, it seems like.
124th game for Molly Peoples. That's got to be some type of college record. They all got that extra year because of COVID. It was not a good year last year to be a senior in high school like Isabel Erickson. That's for sure. 2-3 zone defense for Montana Tech. Swanee with it inside the paint. 5 seconds to go. They don't get a shot up. Hey, we got a shot clock coming next year, Jason.
I cannot wait for high school basketball shot clock edition finally coming. But that was good defense there in that zone by Tech.
I'm going to love that, I'm telling you what. Urick got a belt. 4 years in high school. How about 98 and 8? Urick down to the baseline, nowhere to go. Rooney's going to swing it around. Shot clock down to 6 again. And Tech's in trouble. Go inside. Hagee turns and fires. She averages 11 points a game. And in her career, well, she's getting close to 2,000 points in her college career, counting her time in junior college.
Yeah, she was at Northland Community and Technical College. Across the big point mark, you get over 1,000. It's all fun and games from there. Great move by Denny though to answer back.
Nobody picked her up.
Well, and that's
and
one thing
tied.
about Christine Denny, Rocky, is since her freshman year at Carroll, she was recruited to play a guard. They moved her down because of injuries to the 4, but she can literally play the 1 through the 5. She can guard the 1 through the 5. She might be the most athletic player on the floor.
Hagee again. Pickens from behind with the block, and Jamie is going to get the foul.
Great story about Jamie Pickens, too. She won those state titles in basketball. Her senior year, she played softball freshman, sophomore, and junior year. Senior year decides, you know what, I'm going to go throw javelin and win a state championship.
Rochelle Sayers, and she went over 200 wins not that long ago. 218 wins, just 106 losses in 11 seasons, and 133 wins in the last 5 years. And her program has just been phenomenal, to say the least.
It definitely has.
And Hagee going to go 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Saints bring it up quickly, averaging 67, but it's been their defense. It's been so outstanding, just giving up 57. The last time these two teams met, it was 78 to 46. And Jamie Pickens with the bucket. Jamie Pickens averaging over 12 points a game on the season. A 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year at Helena High. Not a lot of girls can say they won the Gatorade more than once. Rooney's going to try to drive, forces it up. Wow. That's amazing.
She is so solid. She was so good at Townsend at Broadwater High School and heavily recruited, ended up at Montana Tech, and has made some noise here. She was the freshman of the year.
Swanee got her own rebound off that missed 3. Pickens, great pass down low to Denny. And with the foul is Rooney. Rooney not only leads her team in scoring, but assists, steals, and rebounding.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
She's 5'11" and is second in the Frontier, 9.7 rebounds per game. But, she's physical. She's not going to get pushed around out there. And I just loved watching her in high school and seeing her for the first time in person here in college. Carly Sannon, 130 losses in her career as there's a travel, but the former Carroll College standout and assistant coach in trying to get things going down here at Montana Tech.
Garrett's is in for Pickens. 7:11 left. This is quarter number 1. Tech out on top by 1. They got the ball. Full court pressure put on. Urick out of belt will bring it up. And there's Molly Peoples. Molly, great spin move. Gets inside Swanee. Pulls it back out. Up strong. Shot missed by Hagee. The Saints want to run. Here comes Denny. Wagner left open with the 3. And Tech's going to get it right back. Well, on Thursday, Carroll got by number 25, Montana Western, 73 to 64. They shot 52% from the field. Tech lost at home to number 15, Rockies, 71 to 48.
How good is Rocky women's basketball right now? How good is the Frontier in women's basketball?
Well,
man.
You got 4 teams nationally ranked, but India Fly for Rocky, that transfer student out of Butler. Boy, what a difference she has made in that program. And they are simply outstanding. One of the 2 conference losses this year for Carroll came against Rocky.
Yeah, Fly. We'll see her next Thursday up at Providence, but I believe. But Fry is averaging a double-double for West Keller's squad.
Garrett's is going to drive. Nobody's going to stop her. She comes in averaging 5, and the Saints have the lead. And here comes that full court pressure. And Rooney's going to make the save down on the baseline.
And Danny Urich, you talked about her career at Belt. You know, that was the time. There's so much good basketball up there. Class C Belt, you know, Fairfield Malta, girls in Class B. Nice move there. Hagee's going to be a load.
Hagee worked hard to get that bucket and another lead change. We've had one time. We've had 3 lead changes early on here in quarter number 1.
Well, Hagee, 53% field goal shooter. That's getting it done on the inside. And good defense knocking it away.
Hagee broke that one up. It was not a close game the last time these two teams played. January 6th in Helena, the Saints won by 32, 78-46. They've won the last 15, and Rooney in trouble, made a save. Molly Peoples on the drive, and that is going to be an offensive charge against Molly Peoples.
Yeah, good call on the baseline there by the official as Swanik had the position. And, you know, Peoples has been such a battler ever since high school. You know, the knee issues she's had over the years, and just plus it's a great name. I mean, a great family here at Butte Central in the mining city.
2016 is when Butte Central went 24-0 with Molly Peoples. 6 years ago. Yeah. Down low off the glass and in
Another
by
great one.
Denny. And cuts the lead to 1.
Another Helena High girl on the floor, Michaela Cloker, and she walked with it. But the freshman, she was on those teams with Hilborn and Pickens. She was a youngster back then, of course.
We got a timeout. We got a 1-point game. Saints out on top by 1.
Butte Auto believes in giving to a brighter future.
The support that Montana Tech gets from Butte Auto providing scholarships for students is incredibly impactful, because what it does is it provides opportunities for students that they wouldn't have otherwise.
If it wasn't for local businesses like Butte Auto, I wouldn't have been able to go to college to achieve my dream of becoming a nurse.
For us to be able to have a partner like Butte Auto is phenomenal.
Grit's something that I learned early in my family. It was a great part of the Montana Tech experience.
Grit makes me think about how Butte came about. It was built on the hard work mentality.
It goes back to just being a Montanan. There's a rancher or a farmer in everybody's family.
Grit is just part of life there.
Rolling up your sleeves and doing the work necessary.
And that's where grit comes in, understanding where you want to do and really following the passion that you have in life.
Grit grows at Montana Tech.
1-point game, both teams shooting well. Carroll 4 of 6 for the field. Montana Tech 3 of 4. And there's Carly Sannon. That's Rochelle Sayers. But Carly Sannon, Jason, I got to point this out. There's Carly. This is her 250th game as the head coach at Montana Tech.
Well, that's longevity. Is that a word you can use?
And for half of those games, Molly Peoples has been in uniform.
That is true, yeah. How nuts is that? I mean, you think about that. 124 games.
Hilborn will bring it up. All-American Wagner gets open, not going to take the shot.
I was surprised Wagner came back, but I'm glad she did. You know, she's like, I can play basketball one more year, get another degree, and then start my life.
Blocked from behind by Swanning and did not get the foul. She's one of my all-time favorite players. I congratulated her on her 24-point career high on Thursday, and I said, well, since I'm here, you got to set another career high. How about 30? She said, not possible, Rocky.
Oh, it's possible, the way she can shoot.
And travel. We're going back the other way. Carroll out on top by 1. 4:11 left to be played. Here in quarter number 1, we're in Butte. Rocky Erickson alongside the one, the only, Jason Walker. Carroll in the purple.
Good
Tech in the
defense there.
white. Wagner, Hilborn. And Hilborn lost her dribble. Back to Wagner. Wagner with the three. No. Neither team has made a three. Denny with a big offensive rebound. And Denny will drive. Kicks it out. Hilborn with the three. No. And almost another offensive rebound. Carroll College now 0 for 5 on threes. And on Thursday night, Swanwick was 4 of 7 on threes.
Well, at any point, Hilborn, Denny, Wagner, Swanwick, even Jaden Lyman can get going from the three-point line and really cause problems for teams. And Tech's letting them shoot the three.
Staying in that zone, exactly. Garrett's.
Dare them to beat them from the outside, but that happens too.
What a try! Camden Hilborn out of Helena High. And Carroll out on top by 3. And that full court pressure again by Swanwick. Rooney down to the baseline, left open. Hilborn, they want to run again.
That was one thing talking to Rochelle Sayers yesterday in her office in Helena was, it used to be if they got into the 50s they were going to win, and now if they get into the 60s they don't feel comfortable. They want to score, they're more up-tempo, and when you have that guard-heavy lineup, it's an impressive run. Get up and down the floor.
Jamie Pickens is going to check back in. Lyman will come in for the first time in the game. Carroll College now 0 for 6 on threes in this one. They're 5-11 from the field. And Montana Tech has only had 6 field goal attempts here in the first quarter. Carroll's almost had twice that many, but they're crashing the offensive boards as well.
Well, Carroll forced some turnovers, and there's another one there. I think that's 4 of the last 5 possessions have been turnovers for Tech.
Men's game to follow. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to be played here in the first. Denny forces her way inside. Lyman left open, the three from the corner. No, and Denny fights for another offensive rebound to Lyman, and Lyman's going to step out of bounds. We're going back the other way, but the hustle and the effort on the part of Carroll College is impressive.
If you need a rebound, Christine Denny's going to get it done
Wow.
for you. There's no question about that. And she's been doing it her whole career.
But she's only 5'9".
But she plays. She's like Rooney. They're not real tall, but they're just strong, and they play strong.
Cleverly on the drive, looking down low, taken away, another turnover. Wagner will bring it up. 5 turnovers on Tech. Denny gets open, goes down, no foul. And we're quickly heading back the other way. Delaney on the baseline. A lot of action, not a lot of scoring. Minute 50 left here in the first. Contact with Lyman, no whistle. Falatoy is in for the first time. 3 on the way for Rice. No. Rebound Carroll. So to Rice out of Savage.
It's a pretty good high school career.
She had an amazing high school career.
Year at Minot State.
Inside to Denny. Give the assist to Jamie Pickens.
Wow. And that ball was actually almost tipped away. Pickens with a sly smile running down the floor, and then forces an awkward shot, but that's her second foul now, and that's one thing that Jamie Pickens has to dial in here in college is the fouls. See Addie Ekstrom for the first time, freshman out of Bozeman.
A minute 11 left, 5-point lead here in the first. And Jamie will sit with her second foul. Ellie Cleverly, 5'7" sophomore out of Butte at the free throw line, a 65% free throw shooter.
Cleverly
that one
was
to go.
Originally signed with Carroll to play basketball and soccer for Dave Thorvaldson in the soccer squad up there. And then after a year came back home to Butte. But
nice touch.
Very athletic too. Soccer, basketball, just like Hilborn.
Lyman's going to push it up quickly. Denny. Ekstrom in the game. Down low, fall away jumper missed by Garrett's.
Guess
and
who with
they're
the
going to
rebound?
keep it alive, and Denny again on the offensive boards. Wow, how impressive is that? Under 50 seconds left to be played here in quarter number 1. Garrett's gets it slapped out. Garrett's dies for the loose ball, knocked out of bounds. Great hustle on the part of Maddie.
Well, Folatoy knocked it away, and then Rice and Garrett's dive into the floor. Both of them good hustle, and it's Tech basketball with a couple of substitutions. Peoples back in.
3-point lead for Carroll College. They come in 17-4. Lyman with the foul, 5-2 in the conference. The Tech women on the year are 11-11, 2-5. In the conference, they're 7-4 at home. Soda Rice on a good bounce. Slapped out by Lyman. And Tech's going to keep it alive. Cummings in the game for the first time. Cummings, Folatoy, backs her way in. She has nowhere to go.
Oh.
Soda Rice with the layup. No. Garrett's on the rebound for Carroll.
She's not going to get many easier ones than that. But that was a great pass from Folatoy.
Got to use the glass. 8 seconds left here in the quarter. Garrett's reverse layup. She travels, and, well, can Tech get a shot off with 1.6?
That's one thing about Folatoy, her couple years here so far at Montana Tech. She's been a great defender.
Soda Rice on the get bounce. They will not get a shot off. We've played one from Butte. Carroll out on top of Montana Tech, 12-9.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Well, they say you just know when you are meant for something. And I was meant for relleno. See, really. I mean, you try one of these and you're in heaven, right? Things aren't always so easy, especially lately. But this business, mi restaurante, it had to happen.
You were made for what you do, and we were made for that. First Interstate, built for you.
At Wayland Tire, it's service first, quality always. Performance, pride, and passion. 3 things that define the rich legacy of BF Goodrich Tires and the lasting partnership that we've shared over the years. Like the ever-popular BF Goodrich KO2 tire and all the Advantage TA line of tires, stop in and talk to your local performance experts at Wayland Tire and get set up with the right type of tires from the company that invented performance, BF Goodrich.
Wayland Tire. We know tires. This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the Dew.
Well, we are in Montana Tech. 2 teams combined for just 21 points in that first quarter, and Soda Rice from Savage was going to get set on to get a bounce. Jason, who spoke at the graduation ceremony in Savage when Soda Rice was a senior?
I'm going to guess probably the great Rocky Erickson.
It was an honor to speak at Soda's graduation.
How many graduations have you spoken at?
I do 2 or 3 a year. The problem is they're all in this same weekend practically. Taken away by Soda Rice.
A couple of turnovers traded there, so nothing really hurt.
Low scoring first quarter.
And we'll see how long Pickens stays on the bench for Carroll with those 2 fouls that she picked up in the first quarter. But Maddie Garrett's more than capable of filling in.
How about 7 turnovers against Tech in that first quarter?
Well, and Carroll's got 7 as well.
And Carroll out-rebounded Tech 9-3 in the first 10 minutes, and that is huge. Garrett's Lyman from the baseline. Rebound, Soda Rice. And
Peoples is down.
Peoples is hurt. Soda Rice in the state tournament is something I'll never forget. In 2019 at state, it's only the second time Savage girls ever qualified for state. She had an unbelievably sprained ankle. Soda gets the rebound, and Molly gets hurt. She played on a bum ankle. She's one of the toughest young ladies I've ever seen in my life.
But,
unbelievable.
Anytime you play through anything, it reminds me, former Carroll College great Bailey Pasta tore an ACL in the Frontier Conference tournament and then played the next week in the NAI tournament.
That's amazing. 2-on-1 break.
That was 2018, I believe. 17.
Hagee's going to throw it away. Can Leibman get to it first? She does just that.
And
one dribble off the glass and in. Count the basket. And the foul and the athleticism and speed of Jaden Lyman. 5'3" senior out of Spokane.
You know, when she was recruited, Rochelle Sayers said she might be the fastest player I've ever seen on the floor.
Would that be awful trying to guard her?
Oh, no thank you.
Carroll back up by 5. Another rebound for Rooney.
It reminds me of Rebecca Alvidrez back when she was a Bobcat at Montana State in the early 2000s. How quick she was.
Great defensive pressure for Carroll.
Well, that's what they've been known for since Rochelle Sayers got the head job.
Rooney left open with the 3. No. Neither team has made a 3-point field goal here in the first half. New shot clock. Garrett's with the foul. If you don't think women's college basketball is physical, I mean, high school basketball in Montana, especially at the AA level, is extremely physical.
It is. And, you know, a lot of these girls played in the AA. A lot of these girls, though, played in, C and B and A, too. But it's physical across the board. I love what women's basketball in Montana has become over the last 2 decades.
4 of the 5 starters for Tech are from Montana. 14 of the 17 on their roster are in-state players. You got to love that. And nobody has more Montana talent on football rosters than the Orediggers. Seems like each and every year. Wagner, great crossover move by the All-American Danny Wagner.
Danny Wagner has just gotten so much better every single year. And you think, how much more can she give? And she surprises you at the next game.
Urick drives on Laban off the glass and in out of Bell, Montana. As a sophomore in 2016, she had 21 in the championship. The next year, 23. 3 on the way, no. How about 0 for 8 for Carroll? Check this out. This can only happen in Class C. In 2018, Belt girls went 24-1 and did not qualify for the state tournament.
Oh, man.
Rochelle Sayers, 218 wins, 106 losses. Her 11th season at Carroll College.
Speaking of a pretty good Class C basketball player.
Rooney on the drive, no, but Rooney's going to get 2 at the free throw line. 5'11" sophomore out of Townsend. And nobody was going to stop her on that drive. Tavia Rooney, averaging almost 12 points a game, a 74% free throw shooter.
Like I said, she played at Townsend. Came after Bailey Watson, who was a Townsend product and played at Carroll College. So Townsend's been kicked out some pretty good basketball talent the last few seasons, the last half decade.
Tech's made this a 3-point game. Swanning in trouble. Ekstrom to Swanning. I don't think Swanning's even taken a shot, coming off a career high on Thursday. Shot clock down to 4. Denny forces her way in and
call with travel.
It's gonna another. How many times has Carroll been called with travel in this game?
Yeah, they're up to 8 turnovers, both teams now. You know, you look at that zone that Tech has been in since the opening tip, Rocky, and that's really paid dividends so far, keeping them in this game because Carroll hasn't been able to make a 3. If Carroll can knock down 1 or 2, we'll see if that changes the defense a little bit for Montana Tech. But why change when it's working?
They're doing a great job. They're using a lot of that shot clock each and every time down the court. Cleverly is going to drive the baseline, lost the handle. Garrett's on the steal.
And she's in trouble. There you go.
Long lead to Swanwick. 6.5 to be played. Here in the first half. 3-point lead for Carroll College. Garrett's at the line. Denny. Swanwick. Great ball movement. Well, they played together forever. Swanwick from 16 though. Rooney on the inbounds. Cleverly is going to bring it up quickly. Now, if Tech hits a 3 here, this game can be tied. Danny Urich. Rooney's going to drive on Denny. Lost her dribble. They force it down low. It's slapped out. 8 seconds on the shot clock. 5:53 left to be played here in the first half. Game number 250. Carly Santa at Montana Tech.
Not the greatest overall record. 101 and 148. 33 and 96 in the Frontier.
But she plays in the Frontier. I mean, that's coaching in the Frontier.
Coaching, yes.
That's a little different. Put her in any other conference, and Tech has a winning record.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Hilborn with it up on top.
There was a point 2 years ago, Rocky, where 6 of the 7 Frontier Conference teams at the time, with LC State still in there, there's another turnover on Carroll, but 6 of the 7 teams were either ranked or receiving votes. 2 in the receiving votes category, 5 in the top 25. You got 4 in there now.
And that's going to be an offensive charge against Danny Urich.
That's the second charge that Swanwick's taken today. She took one on Peoples earlier in the first quarter.
Let's watch that again on the Pepsi replay. And
I think the arm got extended a little bit offensively on Urich there. But both these teams play an unbelievable defense here. I mean, 29 points.
Well, that's why it's so low scoring.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Forcing turnovers, forcing missed shots.
And Pickens has been on the bench a long time. Wagner.
There it
Finally, the first three-pointer for either team. That's 58 threes for Danny Wagner. She shoots 45% on threes. And when you shoot 45% on threes, you should be taking, I don't know, 10 to 15 a game?
Probably. You know, she's just so solid. High school, you think about the players that Fairfield or Malta or Belt has kicked out. How about Havre High?
Boy, what a rivalry that's been with Billings Central.
Oh, that state championship game, I got the chance to call it. And Havre and Tech, Havre and Billings Central. And I'll finish it.
6-point lead for Carroll College.
I got some new flies and a rod for my birthday, so we're gonna take the boat and float a different stretch of the river tomorrow. I checked, and there are no overhead power lines in that area, so I'll be able to cast for miles. But here, that's a different story. With Northwestern's power poles and lines just over there, we stay at least 10 feet away and only handle the outdoor chores on this side of the house. Which means I get to spend more time casting lines while the professionals work around them.
I think there's more than one thing that makes Montana Tech unique.
I think it's incredible. It's special.
I've always kind of thrived off the adventure side of things and the unknown. There's no place I'd rather be going to school.
Montana Tech has provided me more than I ever could have expected.
Montana Tech made me a trailblazer.
Montana Tech made me a healer.
Montana Tech is my solution.
Be the solution. Visit Montana Tech today.
Well, Montana Tech came into this game averaging 65 points a game. Carroll averaging 67. It's been a defensive battle, and Jason, I don't think they're going to reach their average this afternoon.
Well, it depends. These two have had a great rivalry. I know Carroll has owned the series as of late, but, I mean, there's nothing Tech gears itself up for more maybe than another travel on Cloaker. That's her third for the freshman. But I know Western and Tech is a huge rivalry, especially in football, but I think Carroll Tech women's basketball rivalry, and more so from the Tech. Tech just wants to beat Carroll more than anything.
15 straight wins in this series for Carroll against the Tech women. Swanwick open from 3, not going to take the shot. Wagner to Hilborn. And Denny with a down low. They're passing up some good looks. Swannick goes off the glass, no. And Rooney with another rebound in this game.
She's so strong.
She has been simply outstanding, to say the least. She's got 5 rebounds here in the first half.
Genesis Wilkinson knocks it loose. You know, one thing, too, looking at Tech right now, they haven't really gone inside to Brooke Hagee a whole lot. She started off 2 for 3.
Exactly.
She's still 2 for 3.
Hagee's going to get a look here. Up strong. Boy, Jason Walker. I think they can hear you.
Is that my Tony Romo impersonation? I'm calling the play.
Cut that lead down to 4.
I mean, go to your bread and butter if it's been working.
And Wagner hits another 3. So I asked Jason to get a halftime guest, and he got a golf coach.
Well, why not? Think about golf in mid-January, right? Sean Ryan, Montana Tech golf coach, will join us. He's got an interesting story. You know, of course. He played almost every single golf course in Montana in a year. The longest drive is what it was called.
And another travel. Jesse Lazovich, one of the officials, a politician, and played in a golf tournament with him a year ago. He is an excellent golfer.
Is he?
Well, everybody's better than me, but I was impressed.
You know, you and I have yet to hit the links. I'll be down in Billings a couple times this summer.
We'll make it happen. Yes, we will.
Yes.
Well, Wagner's hit a couple of threes here in the first half. Saints up by 7, under 3 minutes left to be played here in the first half.
Tech stayed in that zone, too, which has allowed a lot of that on the interior.
Swanee got a nice look, did not get to finish. Cleverly is going to move it up quickly. It's hard to believe that the first time these two teams played, it was a 32-point win for Carroll College. Rooney from the baseline.
That's such a beautiful shot, too. And she's silky smooth. She reminds me a little bit of former Texter, former ore digger Mesa Williams from White Sulphur Springs. Just graduated a year ago, but she was a great scorer here, too.
Two teams had just 21 combined points in the first half as Carroll led 12-9. Swanee, Denny, 4 on the shot clock. Somebody's got to shoot. Wagner slapped out, taken away. Carroll did not get a shot off on that possession. They hit a 3 here. It's a 2-point game. Cleverly, down low, Hagee. Rooney, fall away, jumper, no.
Even though she missed, it was a good look. And she felt comfortable taking it.
91 seconds left to be played here in the first half. Hilborn back out to Denny. Tech women have not made a 3-pointer in this game.
22 combined turnovers.
That's, also it's great defense.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not poor offense. There's been a couple of bad decisions, but it is both defenses forcing these turnovers.
Tech has only put up 2 threes in the game. And Carroll College 2 of 10 on threes here in the first half. Down low, Denny, no. Garrett's is fouled by Hagee, and Garrett's to the free throw line here. And this is going to be just the second and third free throw attempts of the game for Carroll College. They're working hard down low, and up and over the back goes Hagee with the foul. Garrett's a 72% free throw shooter, 6'2" sophomore out of Boise. So many of these Carroll girls do not take a dribble at the free throw line.
And that it started, former men's coach Carson Cunningham had his guys do it at Carroll, and the women started picking it up, and so did other players across the Frontier Conference. But you don't dribble. It's all just one motion. You keep a foot on the free throw line, your other foot behind you, not parallel, and it's worked.
Carroll College women shooting 73% on the season from the free throw line. 6-point game here in Butte. Cummings lost it. Jaden Lyman, coast to coast. Nobody's going to catch Miss Lyman. And she scores again, and the Saints are back up by 8. The speedy 5'3" guard, she is a blur down the court. 42 seconds left to be played here in the first half, and the Saints have now opened up an 8-point lead. Big possession here for Tech. 3 on the way, not going to drop by Urick. Shot clock is off. 8-point lead Saints. They'll set for the final shot of the half.
Well, look for Wagner to come around a screen if possible, trying to get her loose on the baseline. Denny's out.
6 seconds left. Denny's going to drive off the glass. What a block by Hagee. That was impressive. It's halftime here in Butte. Carroll College, the 6th-ranked team in the nation, out on top of Montana Tech, 25-17. Big time block by Hagee.
Very good block.
Very impressive.
What I would say to someone considering Montana Tech is that you're going to love this place. It's just an atmosphere you want to be a part of.
Butte has the most supportive community I've ever seen.
When I went to Montana Tech, it was really when I figured out who I was as a person.
I was the first to graduate in my family. I would have never dreamed I'd have the opportunities that I've had in my life.
My dreams are definitely coming true. This is everything I wanted in a school.
Be the solution. Visit Montana Tech today.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles, or current competitive owners get $2,000 total value on this Silverado. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
While students around the world found their education on pause due to the pandemic, Carroll College's holistic nursing program allowed me, safely, to start a play, serve as a student senator, work on my right hook, ski with my friends, and in the midst of the pandemic, prepare to join the front lines. Through a world-class simulation lab and a program renowned for excellence, Carroll College kept my education on track and in person. Carroll College, not for school, but for life.
Halftime in Butte at the Hyper Complex. It is 25-17. Carroll College ranks 6th in the NAI, leading Montana Tech. Jason Walker, joined now by Montana Tech golf coach Sean Ryan. And I was talking about this. You did something a few years ago. Has it been 3 or 4 years now? The longest drive.
Yeah, going on 4 years now since I decided to try and play every golf course in the state of Montana. And boy, I look at my life now and I go, there's no way I could ever even attempt that now.
Right.
But yeah, I ended up playing 115 different golf courses over 87 days and 8,500 miles in my car. And I saw a lot of places in Montana that not a lot of people are lucky enough to get to see.
Do you still have that same car?
No,
Okay.
I traded it in. After you sleep in it 3 or 4 times, it just loses its luster. So I traded it in, drive a little bigger vehicle, wouldn't get the gas mileage I got the first time around.
Sean Ryan, our guest here, we were talking all the banners that hang here at the Hyper Complex. You guys are going to hang one for golf from 2 seasons ago next Saturday.
Yeah, our Montana Tech men's golf team was able to win the conference regular season title last year. And then, of course, with no fans, we didn't want to put up a banner without the all the great energy that you have in this building right now. So very excited. We're going to do that next Saturday against MSU Northern and, hang some golf history here in the Hyper.
Well, you've done a great job. You've got some great kids, too. And, you talk about Sean Benson over the years, but you've got some good ones out of Helena. You've got good ones from really all across the state of Montana, on both the men and the women.
Part of the benefit of being, around the state and in every corner and every golf course is I feel like we've got a pretty good recruiting model built on recruiting Montana talent. All 17 of our players on our roster this year are from the state of Montana. All 20 next year will be from the state of Montana. And it's just been an emphasis for myself and for our program is if you want to win the Frontier Conference, a Montana-only conference, go get the best in Montana. Give them a great education, a great opportunity to play golf at the collegiate level, and it's proven successful. Always looking after the best and brightest for every golfer and every student in the state.
All right, so what's the minimum handicap to play for Sean Ryan?
Boy, you know, a couple years ago when we first started that model, it was a little bit higher. And now, you know, I'm proud to say that our boys, I don't think we've got anybody that's above our 1 or 2. And on the ladies' side, we're going to have probably 7 of our 10 girls next year that can break 80.
Wow.
So, and very consistently. Probably a couple of them that are looking to break under par. So they're finishing well. They're playing well at the state amateurs. They're doing all the things that you need to do to be a successful college golfer.
I know most of the Frontier Golf is in the fall. You've got the conference championships coming up here in a couple of months down in Boise, moving it from Arizona to Boise. But how's the Frontier look as a whole in golf?
You know, look pretty solid. You know, there's a lot of competition, especially Carroll's women's program winning the conference last year. I think you're seeing that the whole conference is becoming more competitive with one another. And then on the men's side, it's a matter of stringing good rounds together to win that overall, that individual championship or that team championship, because you can fall 3 or 4 strokes behind after one round and you can't make that ground up because teams will shoot 6 or 7 under par combined.
Yeah, no, it's been absolutely amazing to watch the growth. And it's, you know, Montana's not the easiest. It's like baseball. You get a certain few months to play baseball. You only get a certain few months to play golf here in the state of Montana. And the fact that they compete at the national level, too. It doesn't matter if it's Tech, Carroll, Rocky, whatever.
Yeah, that's something we're pretty proud of. I think we have the lowest scoring average for the highest elevation, I'm pretty sure, in the country. You know, 5707 up here, and we get snow. I mean, we get snow 12 months a year, but it takes a different kind of athlete and different kind of student to come here to Montana Tech and be successful. And you know you're not going to have great weather every day, but you got to overcome that.
Also, real quick, tell me about what else is going on at Montana Tech, because you're big inside the facilities here.
Yeah, been a really productive year, you know, with Coach Sampson, all that he's done with our football program, Coach Solomon and his team being nationally ranked in the NAIA National Tournament for volleyball. I think the energy around campus is fantastic, and that's not just athletics, but that's also, you know, the new Lazar Nursing Simulation Center. There's a $7 million donation. There's some great growth on campus, and really exciting to see where the next 10 years go for this institution.
Yeah, no question about it. I'm going to let you run, but appreciate the time, my man. Let's get out golfing again. We had fun last year the one time.
Yes, we did.
Although we both got beat by the Verge brothers at Gallatin, who are going to Florida. You couldn't keep those guys in state?
I wasn't playing against them. I was playing against you. But
well, you beat me. That's all that mattered.
Yeah.
But, man, how good were Justice and Jordan Verge?
They can play. And that's, I mean, kind of goes along with what I was saying. The best in the state of Montana can compete with anybody. And it takes a great student and a great golfer to do that. And you see kids going everywhere around the United States now.
It's pretty cool. Sean Ryan, he coaches the Tech golf teams here. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Halftime continues. Carroll leads by 8 here in Butte.
Since before the birth of America, the Army National Guard has stood ready to answer the call to defend and protect the nation. Army National Guard soldiers share in an enduring commitment to serve their state in times of crisis and defend their nation in times of conflict. The men and women of the Army National Guard serve part-time in their own communities and have a stake in its continued security. To learn all about the benefits of becoming a soldier in the Army National Guard, visit nationalguard.com.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we call this community home, just like you.
That's why we take a locally focused approach for our members.
Your financial success is our primary goal.
Whether you're refinancing your home,
buying a car,
starting a business,
or just need help with your checking or savings account,
we'll give you the financial tools you need to grow.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we're here for all life's events, big and small.
Stop by your local branch or visit rmcu.net to learn more.
I'm excited to be a part of the Butte Auto Group that's providing these scholarships to the local Butte students to take advantage of Montana Tech, one of the greatest schools in the nation. Being from Butte, born and raised, and being a first-generation college student, this really means a lot to me. I know the struggle of paying these loans back. It was not easy. And being a part of somebody that's giving that opportunity to a local Butte student to really follow their dreams and go to college when they may not have had that opportunity just means so much to me.
Halftime here at the Hyper Complex on the campus of Montana Tech. Rocky Urickson alongside Jason Walker at the break. Carroll out on top of Tech, 25-17. It has been a defensive, low-scoring battle, and we've had a ton of turnovers. 10 on Carroll, 13 on Tech. And let's go to our Pepsi replay, our Mountain Dew do-over, and Swanik with the great block. And how about that fantastic assist by Pickens on the inside? Wagner, the only player on either team to hit a 3 in the first half. She's knocked down 2. There's some future Tech players warming up at halftime on the court. And Rooney needs to do more of that for Montana Tech. And the speedy Jaden Lineman, coast to coast. And Miss Lineman did that more than once here in the first half.
I think it was the end of the half. A great block there by Hagee and avoiding the foul and heading into the locker room down 8 instead of double figures, which I think is a big deal. You know, if you keep it in the single digits, you know, it gives your team belief still and a chance that, hey, we just have to have a solid first 4 minutes of the third quarter and see what comes out of this. But, you know, you mentioned the defense and the turnovers, 23 combined turnovers, but the defense for both teams has really been the story of this game. You know, the missed shots, well, that's because the defense has been good.
Exactly.
The turnovers, again, the defense.
It's kind of surprising that Montana Tech they've only put up 3 threes in a game, but they only average putting up 14 threes a game.
That's not their
shooting
game.
37%, and both teams around 40%. Rebounding, the big key. How about 5 offensive rebounds for Carroll, just 1 for Montana Tech in that first half, and Carroll getting a second and third opportunity down the court. So the key of the game, you're exactly right, Jason, it has been defense. I mean, it has been a defensive game, and when you hold Montana Tech to just 17 points in that first half, I mean, that is simply unbelievable. And the last time these two teams played, it was 78-46 back on January 6th in Helena. Carroll won big. Danny Wagner with 23 points in that game. Jamie Pickens was 17, and boy, we have not seen much of Jamie Pickens this afternoon. She picked up her second foul, and she was out. But Coach Sayers, I mean, the post players. Yep. Jamie goes out, Garrett's comes in. They're both great.
They are both great, and Jamie picked up that second foul with 1:11 in the first quarter, and she sat out all of that second quarter. She's got to be key on the floor. She's got to be on the floor for Carroll.
And we'd like to thank our Game of the Week sponsors, the Montana Chevy dealers. Also brought to you by First Interstate Bank, our halftime sponsor. Montana Tobacco, quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Pepsi, Wayland Tire, and Opportunity Bank. Rocky Erickson with Jason Walker in Butte. And Frontier Conference basketball, you got to love it. 4 teams nationally ranked this week. Carroll's ranked 6th, Rocky 15, Providence ranked 22nd, Avonta Western ranked 25th. There's Jamie Pickens with 2 fouls in that first half. 3 times Billings hosted the NAIA National Tournament. Jason Walker was not only the play-by-play guy, but the PA announcer. And they had all-time record crowds, and boy, I missed that in Billings.
I do too, and you know, give all that credit to late Bruce Parker. We lost Bruce last summer, but on July 2nd, but he was instrumental, along with Alex Tyson from Visit Billings, to get the NAI tournament to Billings, to have it at the Metro, hosted by Rocky. You know, it was a little selfish it got Rocky into the tournament, but they've gotten better every year because of that. For Wes Keller, now you can see they lead the Frontier right now at 6-1. But that was a fun tournament, and we not only missed that tournament in Billings, but we missed Bruce immensely.
I'd like to thank our Frontier Conference sponsors. Corporate sponsors include Cooper Tire, Tire-Rama, D.A. Davidson's, Erk Hotels, McDonald's, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi, and U.S. Bank. Bruce Parker was inducted into more Hall of Fames than any other living human being.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just,
like
it was
7?
awesome. I spoke at the MSU Billings Hall of Fame that he was inducted to. This is a true story, and I'm on my way to Butte today, and my driver, Steve Herbert, said, you're in the paper today. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? He said, well, you're the MC of the Miles Community College Hall of Fame banquet, February 19th. And I looked at him and I said, really? what day of the week is that, and what game did I just miss out on that I'm going to be in trouble for?
Oh man, that's funny. You know, I was down in Billings. I did Rocky Mountain College and an MSUB doubleheader here on SWX back in December. It was Bruce's birthday, or what would have been Bruce's birthday, and Mick Durham and Bill Drykosen before the men's game honored Lisa Parker with a game ball. You know, Bruce's career started at MSUB, formerly Eastern Montana. It ended, his career ended when he retired at Rocky, came full circle, but pretty emotional moment. And like I said, we miss Bruce immensely.
How about Carroll College knocking off MSU Billings this year, Division II MSU Billings 70-53. They lost to the Montana State women 69-60, lost to Idaho State 69-66, and
I think that was in overtime.
If Carroll was in the Big Sky, they would do just fine this year.
You know, they really, well, this year for sure. They almost beat the Lady Grizz in Missoula last year. They lost by 5, or 2 years ago, I'm sorry. Lost by 5 in overtime. This is Rochelle Sayers knows how to coach for Carroll, and that's what I love about the Frontier. You got Chris Mowat, you got Lindsey Woolley, the only one to win a national championship. He's down at Western. Wes Keller, of course, Bill Himmelberg up at Providence. This Frontier, both the men and the women coaches, the best in the nation. They could coach at anywhere in this country.
You know, that's when I ask Rochelle Sayers all the time, what makes the Frontier Conference so good? And the first thing she says is the coaches and the longevity of these coaches. It's very, very impressive. Then she talks about the talent and then the Montana talent, and that's the part that I like the best. Well, how's Tech going to generate some offense here in the second half and avoid being beaten for the 16th time in a row by Carroll College in this series? What a way up by Hilborn. She's going down, and she gets the foul as well, and she comes up with a big smile on her face.
Yeah, she's always smiling out there, even going back to high school. But what a great move. I'm not sure I like the new uniform or the officials' jerseys and shirts. Those aren't great, but great move by Hilborn, and she's been doing that since she was a freshman at Helena High.
The lead, 11, the biggest lead for Carroll College in this game.
Well, this is a big critical couple of minutes here for Montana Tech. My old broadcasting partner, the Hall of Famer Gary Turcotte, always said the first 4 minutes and the last 4 minutes of each half are the most important.
Well, that's where they started earlier. Hagee down low, and she has been a force in this game. The Orediggers have not had a lot of success with the long ball, but they have had success when Hagee gets it inside the paint.
Well, she's 4 of 5, and the only shot she missed was contested.
Wagner, another three, her third three of the game, and that is her 60th on the season. And the Saints up by a dozen. Under 9 minutes left to be played here in quarter number 3 from Butte.
I would have liked to have seen Rooney take it to the hole there instead of backing it up. I know Pickens is out there, but Rooney's so quick. There's that great move she has, a nice shot, and just missed that one in and out.
Molly Peoples is back in after turning her ankle in that first half, playing in her 124th game here at Montana Tech. Wagner. Pickens from 15, yes. What a force. When you're 6'2", you can score inside, you can score outside. She's dropped some threes this year. And 33-19, Carroll up big now by 14.
Man, how good did Eric Peterson have it at Helena High for a few years there with Hilborn, Pickens, Vanessa Walsh. Had some good ones. Nice move by Rooney. See, she's so athletic. Got around Christine Denny, who's one of the best defenders in the league.
Rooney's been amazing this year. Leads her team in almost every offensive category.
And Tech staying with that zone. You know, if Carroll can knock down a few more threes, it'd be interesting to see if they change out of it.
Rooney almost had the steal there. Shot clock down to 7. Denny with the 3. And guess who got the rebound? Rooney. It's amazing, you know, at 5'11", how many rebounds she gets. Leads her team in that category. Peoples with the 3, and that is simply huge. Her 34-3 on the season for Butte's Molly Peoples.
Well, and that's one thing she's always done in her career. She can be counted on to shoot threes and knock them down here at Montana Tech.
And that 14-point lead is now 9. Tech's not going away. Hilborn with the dribble drive. Contact, no whistle.
Good defense by Urick.
And Tech with another opportunity here. Looking inside to Hagee. Hagee gets it off the glass and in. It's a 7-point game.
See, and here's one thing you notice too is Maddie Garrett's is going to come in for Jamie Pickens. Pickens fronting and getting beat, trying not to pick up that third foul, and now we've got an offensive foul at the other end. But that's been key the last couple of possessions, aside from the Peoples 3. But that's 7 straight points, 4 of them inside to Hagee because Pickens not wanting to pick up that third foul.
What a run this has been for Montana Tech. And both benches on their feet cheering on their team. Hilborn with a good D on Cleverly. Urick back in, the superstar from Belt. Urick with the 3. Oh my! They don't hit a 3 in the first half. They go back to back here. And that is 10 straight points for Montana Tech.
A whistle. Foul on Urick, I believe.
In 32 seconds of game time here, Jason, it went from a 14-point game to a 4-point game.
Well, basketball's a game of runs, right? I mean, you just have to say it over and over because that's exactly it. Now it's Carroll's turn to answer if you're a Saints fan.
Big possession.
Wagner, Rooney.
Oh, Rooney with a defensive play of the game. They call a foul?
No, it went out of bounds.
Wow.
That was an impressive block. Check this out. Wagner quick, and Rooney quicker up.
That was.
Great smile, too, at the end of that.
Swanee getting set out to get a bounce. Resetting the shot clock. 5:51 left to be played. Here in the third from a 14-point lead to a 4-point game. And Carroll throws it away and they get a bounce.
Just not good
execution. Boy, the momentum that Tech has right now. Can they pull off the huge upset? Just 2-5 in the Frontier. Carroll, the 6th-ranked team of the nation. And they are 17-4 on the year.
In Rochelle Sayers' time at Carroll, the team traditionally has struggled a little bit in January and February before they get their feet back under them. And there's Rooney again. That's a 12-0 run now. And Rooney, a big part of that, both on both sides of the floor. Started with Hagee, a couple of threes. Rooney's knocked down some shots.
Carroll. Wagner will drive. Wagner draws the foul. What an amazing comeback. Montana Tech's trying to win for the first time after 15 straight losses. The last time they won in the series, February 28, 2017, 78-64. It was 78-46 January 6th in Helena. Carroll women won by 32, and it's a 2-point game here.
Well, with Pickens on the bench, nobody outside of Wagner's hit an outside shot. Great drive by Hilborn. Tipped out by Garrett's. Nice save by Maddie Garrett's there. Gives a new life to the Saints. They got to find some offense from somebody other than Danny Wagner right now.
Garrett's Hilborn with the 3. That was huge. Just her 14th 3 in the game, just the 4th 3 of this game for Carroll. And the Saints go up by 4 with 4:40 left to be played in quarter number 3.
Did they only count that as a 2?
I think you're right. We got a 4-point game here in Butte.
At Opportunity Bank, this is our 100th year of serving Montana. To celebrate, we're going to tell 100 stories, share 100 lessons, and give 100 gifts. We're calling it the Big 100. It's a celebration of this community, the good people who live here, and the businesses we've helped build. Visit us at Opportunity100.com to join the celebration. Here's to the next 100 years.
Out here, we love our animals, from the wildlife to the livestock. Inside, it's the same. They're just like family. We keep them happy and healthy, most of the time. Secondhand smoke puts pets at risk for cancer, feline lymphoma, vomiting, increases the risk of tumors and lung cancer, even causes eye and skin disease. Secondhand smoke puts your pet's life at risk.
Big 3-point bucket there by Danny Urich out of Belt. She shoots 41% on threes, and we got a game here. It was 25-17 at halftime. Carroll out on top by 8, and Tech has scored 14 points. In the first half of the third quarter, they had 17 points at halftime. It's been an impressive run.
That last basket by Hilborn, the long two, ended a 12-0 run by Tech.
Follow-toy. Rooney gets fouled, and she's going to go to that free throw line. The momentum has shifted, and the crowd into this game now for the Tech women. Rooney, the free throw line, is 74% free throw shooter, the 5'11 sophomore out of Townsend. Her team down by 4. They've only won 2 conference games out of the 7 they've played, and one of those victories came by forfeit against Montana Western. Free throw was missed by Rooney. They're 11-11 on the season. Rooney gets that one to go. The lead cut to 3.
She's, 3 for 4 from the free throw line today.
Swannick gets open. And Swannick did not get the bounce. Pickens fights for the rebound. Pickens goes up strong. No.
Looks like she's short on that one a little bit.
They hit a 3. This game is tied at 35, and we haven't been tied since we were at 2. Under 4 to be played. Here in the third. Follow-toy working hard. Not going to get it. Going to get called with the travel. Boy, what a game, Jason.
It's been fantastic. It definitely has. Well, you've got a guard-heavy lineup out there right now. Well, Carroll normally guard-heavy, usually 4 of them, including Denny at the 4. But Pickens out there, Jamie Pickens is going to have to start asserting herself offensively.
Wagner throws it up off the glass and in. The All-American, Danny Wagner, puts her team up by 5, and Danny Wagner leads everybody. She's got 15 points in the game, the only player for Carroll to be in double digits.
5 of 7 from the field, 3 threes. 10 on the shot clock. Carroll in his zone.
Boy, you got to
too.
shoot.
Oh.
And a foul as she forced that one up.
Yeah, Cloaker got bailed out there. Swannick got her feet tied up and had no choice but to call the foul. But that is Michaela Cloaker.
Cloaker has not scored of the game. And on the season, she is 1 of 3 from the free throw line. And Cloaker goes hard to the hole and gets fouled.
Dad, pretty good football coach, longtime assistant at Helena High.
4-point game, under 3 to be played here in the third quarter. Rocky Erickson alongside Jason Walker from the Hyper Complex here in Butte. Jamie Pickens. Is that a walk or a foul?
It's a foul on Folatoy.
Boy, it looked like she traveled. We have seen more traveling calls in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable.
Well, more in this game than you see in the NBA all year.
They don't call traveling.
That's what I'm saying.
Swannick gets open, no, but Swannick is going to draw the foul, and Sienna's going to come to the free throw line.
You know, the nice thing about when you watch Sienna Swannick, and she's really good at it, she missed a 15-footer a little bit earlier this quarter, but her hang time is unbelievable. She was a great high school high jumper.
Swanek, an 86% free throw shooter.
That has improved. Her freshman year, she hovered under 50% and sometimes near 40%.
And Swanek gets that one to go.
So that really
as well.
You work on free throws, kids.
Carroll back up by 6. It was 33-31 after a 12-0 run by Tech. Folatoy gets it in, pops it back out to Cleverly in 3 seconds. Is called.
There was about 6 possessions ago. It was on the three-pointer by Urich, and Rochelle Sayers wanted that very same official to look for the 3-second violation. I was watching her all up and down the sideline. You get it called. Sometimes you just got to remind officials about certain calls.
Wagner lost her dribble. Swanek. There's Denny. Denny spins in the key. Wagner, she's hit 3 threes in this one. They set a pick for her. You've seen that before.
All game long. And for 5 years we've seen it at Carroll. She's so good at that move, and she knows the English coming off the backboard. Lots of time practicing with brothers Gary and Billy.
They force it inside. It's slapped out. And Montana Tech will keep. Danny Wagner leads her team with 15. Rooney and Hagee lead Tech. They each have 11 points in the game. And Soda Rice is in.
She had a nice little run of play in that second quarter.
Hagee turns, fires, no. Hagee the rebound off the glass and the tip from Soda Rice.
I just mentioned how good she played in that second quarter. Kept that possession alive, tipped it right to her teammate for an easy deuce.
The lead is 6 for Carroll. Wagner had an opening, then kicked it back. And Hilborn layup, no, and down hard goes Pickens.
They're going to get Rice. Push in the back. You know, speaking of officials, we have some great ones in high school and the Frontier and the Big Sky in the state of Montana. We need more officials across this state and really across the country. But there is no such call as over the back or a reach-in. Did you know that? Those are not actual rules. So like this is not over the back. It's a push in the back. True story.
I'm going to go with over the back.
That doesn't exist, right? Doesn't exist.
You know how you solve the official shortage we have in the high school game? You go back to 2 officials instead of 3 like we had years ago.
Well, that's not bad. Or get a bunch of the parents out of the stands. There's Peoples open. That's probably going in.
Open, no. Boy, that would have been huge. That would have made it a 4-point game. Under a minute to go here in the third. Denny going to be doubled up on down low. Denny's going to force it. Yes! Christine Denny.
How about the step through the double team? You talk about athleticism. There you go.
That was impressive. The lead to 9 for the Carroll women under 40 seconds left to go. This is quarter number 3 from Butte. The men's game to follow. Soda Rice. Great pass down low. Yes, Hagee again.
So Hagee 7 of 9 from the floor. Wagner 6 of 8. Those two pacing their teams. It reminds me of the state championship last year. Yelena Miller and Maya Hansen.
Pickens. Denny. Denny is hammered, and Christine Denny to the free throw line, a 74% free throw shooter on the season. And boy, she worked hard. Gets fouled by Hagee. Just 12 seconds left to go here in the third. The lead is 7 for Carroll College.
You talk about Danny Wagner and the tradition of great basketball from Havre. Kendall Keller and over with the Lady Grizz now. Sadie Filius, that's pretty good.
Big offensive rebound, Jamie Pickens. 6 seconds to go in the quarter.
Either drive it or find a shooter.
Denny dumps it out. Lyman with the 3 at the buzzer. No, we played 3 in Butte. Carroll College out on top by 8, 35-37.
I got home from work early, walked in the front door, and immediately felt like I got smacked in the face with a rotten egg. I've smelled a natural gas leak before, so I went right back outside and called Northwestern Energy. They came over immediately. Turns out one of the burners on the stove wasn't turned off all the way, and fumes were filling the room. It's a good thing they add that rotten egg smell to natural gas. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. It's a full-time job keeping these two safe, but with Northwestern Energy's help, it's a little easier.
I'd like to thank our network affiliates for today's game. SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities, and Yakima. Tech. Molly Peoples with the 3. Yes! You got a 5-point game. In that third quarter, Tech scored 20 in the first half. They had 17. And both teams had 20 points in the third. What a game. Here at Tech. Garrett's in for Jamie Pickens. Wagner with the 3. Oh my! Wagner's got 18. She's 4 of 6 in this game on threes.
So smooth.
20's her season high this year, and she's going to have that. Peoples, another 3. Oh my! Molly Peoples. We've seen so few threes, and now we've had 3 in a row. Butte's Molly Peoples back-to-back threes and a 5-point game here in the fourth. Garrett's. Lyman of the drive, no. And Lyman is fouled. When you're 5'3", and you go down low like that.
Hey, she is not afraid to take it amongst the trees. You talk about one of the sweetest girls, but strongest on the basketball floor, right there, Jaden Lyman.
Jaden Lyman, a 75% free throw shooter, and Jaden gets the first one to go. She's got 5 points in this game. Wagner with 18, Denny with 9. And Lyman gets them both, and boy, free throws are big in a tight game like this. 8.5 left to go. Carroll's trying to win for the 16th straight time over Tech. Taken away, and on the steal, Madison, and she'll slow it up.
Yeah, Emma Madsen went down to California, came back home. She's a Great Falls High product. I believe she played for Jerry Schmitz up at GFH.
Swanik, the drive, throws it up, no.
Yeah, just a little short, good look. You can see Carroll really good at three-point shooting, but they also like to drive, especially the left side. They're not afraid to take it to their opposite hand. Of course, Wagner being a lefty always goes that way. There's a whole lot of contact.
Major contact.
They called Jaden Lyman for the foul.
Jaden Lyman knocked over Falatoy?
I told you she was strong.
We got to see that again.
I told you she was strong, Rocky.
On that blinds, they both go down. Yeah, wow. Rochelle Sayers takes out Swannick. Folatoy.
Good defense by Lyman, denying her opponent being able to get the ball. That's allocated cleverly. Oh, Folatoy open.
Wide open. Give the assist to Rooney. 7.5 to go. Tech, one of their better games all year. Well, when you face Carroll, everybody gets up for that game. No question about that.
Well, you're taking on the 6th-ranked team in the country. You know Carroll's lost a couple out of the last 4.
Garrett's. Well, why not? Wide open. No. Rooney, this is a big possession here. 7 minutes, 7 seconds left to be played here in the women's game. It was a 32-point win for Carroll in Helena back on January 6th.
Well, one thing about these two is, you know, in the entire Frontier, they've tried that again. Oh, Madsen, Emma, huge block.
Wide open. Folatoy with an easy layup. Watch this defense. Madsen with
Great
the block
help.
and no foul.
But they play each other 3 times a year, regular season, and then you face each other in a conference tournament. You know, you're facing each other 21 times, and a great shot clock violation defense-wise for Carroll College. But when you play each other over and over and over, you just get to know the players. You get to know the plays. And neither one of these coaches, you know, they're both great. They know what they're doing. They can make adjustments on the fly. And that's really a matter of, you know, what it's going to come down to.
Lyman to Garrett's. Low-scoring game.
Well, that's also the Frontier Conference.
Wagner on the drive, crossover. The man in the stripe said she walked.
I think she got a little too much a happy feet there, but.
Season low for Carroll, that 62-59 loss against Providence. 50-45 here. Carroll comes into this game averaging 67. Players go down. Lyman on the ground again. Jump ball is called, and the possession arrow to Carroll College.
That's good defense by Lyman.
She's hustling.
You know, she's not only the quickest on the floor, the quick feet, but also quick hands.
5-point game with 6-12.
Addie Ekstrom for the first time, the freshman out of Bozeman. Didn't get to play her senior year, tore ACL, but great to see her back on the floor. She had a nice little career down there and for the Hawks.
Lineman, Ekstrom. And Garrett's will drive, and Garrett's is fouled. That's 2 on Tech, 1 on Carroll here in the 4th. 5:57 left to be played. And Coach Carley, her 250th game as the head coach at Montana Tech.
Freshman out of Glacier, Abby Rodemacher picking up that one. Haven't seen Hagee a lot, you know, here so far in the 4th. You'd want her on the floor, I would think, for that offensive explosion that she can deliver. 7 of 9.
Wagner with the 3, a rare missed 3. Offensive rebound.
Emma Madsen.
Boy, she's getting not a lot of minutes, but she's done a lot in the limited time she's been in.
She's done that her whole career in college. Just that, this is a great move by Lyman, but that dirty player should get the dirty points for you, the dirty rebounds. And that's a compliment.
Lyman with 8 points in the game, came into the contest averaging just 3, and the Saints are back up by 7. Every possession big. Rooney, open, not going to take the shot. Peoples has knocked down a couple of threes here. Rooney on a baseline drive. 7 on the shot clock. What a block by Swanee.
Look at Lyman diving
for it, makes the catch,
and then throws it away.
And they throw it away. Oh my.
Rochelle Sayers wants a shot clock violation. She might actually have a point because unless they rule that Lyman had possession there. That ball was on the floor.
Jane Lyman has spent more time on the floor than
Yeah.
she has on her feet in this one.
So
wow.
Unless they rule that Lyman had possession before she threw it out of bounds, that's a shot clock violation. The shot clock should not have reset.
Well, they're meeting about it right now, and look at the shot clock.
They're going to go, I think, they're going to get a timeout here.
4 minutes and 56 seconds left to be played in this game, and look at that hustle. Madsen and Lyman, 52-45. Carroll out on top by 7 here in Butte.
Well, they say you just know when you are meant for something. And I was meant for relleno. See, really. I mean, you try one of these and you're in heaven, right? Things aren't always so easy, especially lately. But this business, mi restaurante, it had to happen.
You were made for what you do, and we were made for that. First Interstate, built for you.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles, or current competitive owners get $2,000 total value on this Silverado. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Well, Jason spoke with one of the officials, Jesse Lazovich.
So that's exactly what we were saying, is they determined that possession had changed when Jaden Lyman had the ball on the floor before she threw it out of bounds. So therefore, no shot clock violation and a fresh 30 for Montana Tech.
Molly Peoples, 3 on the way, just short. And the shortest player on the court, Jaden Lyman, with the rebound, jump ball, arrow, will stay to Tech. Boy, how do you keep Jaden Lyman off the court?
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
You'll find nobody with a bigger heart than Jaden Lyman out there. Look at the height she got there.
Wow.
I didn't see a possession tie up, but
Peoples working hard.
Oh, good defense, Madsen. Guess who's on the floor again? Madsen and Lyman.
Wow.
And Allie Cleverly, she's on the floor a bunch too.
Carroll's going to get it back. They lead here by 7. What a run the Saints have had. 25 wins in 2018, followed by 26-21. They were 23-3 a year ago. Wagner. Another 3 on the way. Oh, my!
That's a big one.
Wagner, 21 points in the game. She's 5 of 8 on threes. She leads everybody. And the lead is now 10 for Carroll. And Tech needs to answer here. Rooney will drive, forces her way in the inside, and gets the foul, and that was huge.
Well, we talk about strength, and she just showed it there. A straight, great drive, and then draws the contact from Madsen. And she'll have a chance to cut it to 7. And Madsen getting a breather now.
4 minutes, 4 seconds left to be played in this game. And Rooney gets the 3-point play. Oh, one way to come back late in the game is to score when the clock is stopped. That means you got to make your free throws.
Both teams, it's going to be critical. Neither one in the bonus, though. We've got a lot of fouls to give, 2 each.
It was a 32-point win for Carroll on January 6th at home against Tech, and a tight game here.
Well, adjustments made. Tech playing at home is a big part of that, too, now today. They get great support. And Danny
Wagner again, a season high, 23 points for Danny Wagner.
And just going right-handed that time, saying, hey, I can do it with both.
Coast to coast, Cleverly not going to get the finish, but she does draw the foul.
Well, she took it right in Lyman, and Lyman was not backing down at all. You look at that, check that replay, get the hand checked, but yeah, That was pretty good defense, too.
Cleverly, a 65% free throw shooter. That's big, 3:22.
Was she a
left to go?
Bulldog or a Maroon? Just says Butte.
I have Butte High.
I believe you're right, Butte High.
You know, of all the arenas that I've announced games in, the Butte Civic Center is one of my all-time favorites.
Hands down. I mean, my first state tournament I got to call back in 1998. In fact, I think I carried games for Billings West for you there back in the day. But, yeah, I agree. Civic Center is amazing.
I love the history. Swanning. Back in the game is Jamie Pickens.
Great for basketball, concerts, rodeo for a long time, Northern Rodeo Association finals.
Swanning can't get the layup, free ball. Pickens fights for it, and Jamie Pickens makes the save. And head coach Sayers is going to call a timeout. 2 minutes and 53 seconds to go. Carroll out on top by 7.
Out here, we love our animals. From the wildlife to the livestock. Inside, it's the same. They're just like family. We keep them happy and healthy, most of the time. Secondhand smoke puts pets at risk for cancer, feline lymphoma, vomiting, increases the risk of tumors and lung cancer, even causes eye and skin disease. Secondhand smoke puts your pet's life at risk.
Grit's something that I learned early in my family. It was a great part of the Montana Tech experience.
Grit makes me think about how Butte came about. It was built on the hard work mentality.
It goes back to just being a Montanan. There's a rancher or a farmer in everybody's family.
Grit is just part of life there.
Rolling up your sleeves and doing the work necessary.
And that's where grit comes in. Understanding where you want to do and really following the passion that you have in life.
Grit grows at Montana Tech. This uniform symbolizes living up to a higher standard. To the Army National Guard soldier, earning it represents a commitment to a nearly 4th-century tradition of vigilance. To don this uniform in the Army National Guard is to be a guardian of freedom and the American way of life. Join us in a timeless tradition of selfless service at NationalGuard.com.
My niece just texted me and they want to FaceTime me, but it's really not a good time,
No,
Jason.
it's not right now.
Wagner with the drive. Oh, what a game!
Well, here's
Danny
what you do.
Wagner, 25.
If you're a coach, you put the ball in the hands of your best player and your most prolific scorer to stem a tide. Well, there you go. Give it to Danny Wagner each and every time.
What a game for Danny Wagner. 25 of her team's 59, and Wagner with the block. It's called with the foul, and was she in the act of shooting a 3? Is that going to be 3 shots?
Yep.
I believe it is. And Cloaker to the free throw line. 2:21 left to go in this one.
It's a big free throw moment right here for the freshman from Helena High.
Montana Tech, one of the few teams not nationally ranked in the Frontier.
Yeah, you've got 4 of the 6. How about that? Northern and Tech, the only ones not ranked. 2 out of 3 for the freshmen. Big free throws. And how about that? You got Jamie Pickens. She used to do this in high school. Let Pickens bring the ball up the floor.
6'2", you don't see that every day. Hillborn. Denny. Denny looking down low. Denny. Wagner. Denny.
Oh, Pickens
Wide
open underneath.
Open is Pickens.
Look at that. That's
wow.
a great find by Denny. And Pickens, how did you let her get open if you're Falatoy?
And now Coach Carley wants to take a timeout. Late in this one, 1:47 left to be played. Carroll College out on top, 61-52. our score. I'd like to thank our Game of the Week sponsors, the Montana Chevy dealers. Also brought to you by First Interstate Bank. Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Pepsi, Wayland Tire, and Opportunity Bank. Rocky Erickson with Jason Walker, and what a great women's college basketball game here, 61-52.
I know Tech lost by 32 a couple of weeks ago up in Helena, but like I said, this is a different team, and Tech's had 2 weeks to adjust, or 3 weeks to prepare for this one and adjust, and they've got their fans behind them, and they're making shots and playing a really good defense. And look at that.
Great. Urick out of belt for the baseline. And Tech's not going away. It's a 7-point game with 94 seconds left to be played here.
Oh, Jeff Graham liking that shot there.
Swannick, no.
She held off Cleverly. Cleverly was kind of holding on. Swannick got open and missed the shot. Good defense by Allie Cleverly.
Molly Peoples, she's 3 of 5 on threes.
Well, if you're Wagner, guard her.
And Wagner's doing just that. Rooney. Peoples gets open for 3, short, air ball, and there's Jamie Pickens on the rebound. And now under a minute left to be played in this game, and what a nice game it's been here in Butte. And now we're going to go to a free throw contest. Wagner is fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. She shoots 82%, and a remarkable game for Danny Wagner. 10 of 13 for the field, 5 of 8 on threes. It'll be her first trip to the free throw line, and a season-high 25 points, not shooting, 25 points out of her team, 61 for the All-American Danny Wagner. Peoples with the foul, and that's only going to be number 4. They got to foul one more time, and wow. This Carroll team, they're fun to watch.
They definitely are, and they always have been. And Peoples with her 4th, but she gave it everything she could out there. But when you've got so many great guards, plus Jamie Pickens, you're a tough team to play.
Swannick will now go to the free throw line. That is the 5th fall. Rochelle Sayers, 219 wins now, 106 losses, and the last 5 years, 113 and 33. They have been spectacular, one of the very best teams in the nation. 7 on this roster from Montana. Swannick gets that one to go. Swannick just 3 points in the game, coming off a career high. She had 24 points on Thursday in that 73-64 win for Carroll over the 25th ranked team in the nation, Montana Western. Swannick gets them both. Timeout is called. The lead is 9 with 39 seconds left to go in this one, and the men's game will follow, and that was a 2-point game as Carroll won back on January 6th. And we'd like to welcome our network affiliates for the day's game. SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities, and Yakima, Washington. We're happy to have you enjoying this game with us, and I'm happy to be here with my friend Jason Walker from Butte, America.
What does Wagner have, 25?
25.
She's 3 away from a career high.
A quiet 25.
Yeah, but she's been able to do it from inside and out. And
but her drives have been spectacular.
Yeah, on both sides of the lane. But yeah, her career high 28 came February 21st against Montana Tech, 2019. She's always been pretty good. But give credit to Montana Tech, and regardless of the outcome. You know, it's a 9-point game right now, but they trailed by 14 early in that third quarter, and their defense got them back in. Of course, a couple of big threes in there, one by Peoples, one by Urick, but they went inside to Hagee a couple of times, and they went on that 12-0 run to pull to within 2 points, and then Carroll withstood that run and has just been keeping distance at this since then.
Hagee
how about
drops a 3, and for Hagee, that is her first 3-point field goal all year. That's just her second attempt. Now, she was the last one you would think would put up a 3.
She's 50%.
Exactly.
That's not bad.
It's a 6-point game. 27 seconds left to be played.
Now
How about that,
going to come
Hagee?
back down to the defense again.
On our Pepsi replay.
You know, and that's one thing, you know, you call them the bigs down low, but they can step out and shoot. You know, not everybody is immune like Shaquille O'Neal was from outside 3 feet, but the bigs can step out and hit too, and I like to see it.
And big offensive rebound, Jamie Pickens.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's had a couple of those on missed free throws here lately.
And Wagner's going to have a shot at that career high. 28's her career high.
That's what I've got.
She's got 25 points in this game, and this is going to be her first trip to the free throw line for Danny Wagner. Well, she had a 28-point game earlier this year, 28-26, 23-20.
Against Lindsey Wilson. She had 28 back in November.
Second shot, wow. Danny missed them both, and timeout taken by Montana Tech. Harley Sannon, her 8th season, her 250th game. It's a 7-point game with 20 seconds left to go in this one. It's far from over. Jason Walker.
Well, yeah, especially if you have Molly Peoples on the floor because she can hit from anywhere. But then you've got, you know, Brooke Hagee stepping out and knocking down big threes. But you also look at somebody like, more realistically, a Danny York to get open, a Tavia Rooney maybe to get open to try a 3.
You know, I talked to her dad at halftime, and you were interviewing the golf coach, and it was one of their first trips back to Butte, and she hits her first 3 with her family here. You got to love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And who's going to put up the 3 here in a 7-point game? There's Peoples.
Crookston,
got to set a
Minnesota.
pick for her. Peoples going to force it up on the layup. No, Denny on the rebound. 12 seconds to go.
Let him have that too, for sure. Denny can just dribble out the clock now, and Carroll's going to escape this one. But, you know, you can't. You got to win. You got to win who's on your schedule. You got to beat whoever it is.
And Carroll College wins it. They improved 18-4, 64-57. Our final score from Butte.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
At Wayland Tire, it's service first, quality always. So stop in today and let us find the right set of Michelin tires for you. If you value longevity, check out the Michelin Defender family, Michelin's longest lasting family of tires on the road. Whether you drive a car, minivan, SUV, or truck, you'll be able to do more for more miles. Come visit our team of experts at Wayland Tire so we can match you with the right tire for the way you drive.
Wayland Tire, we know tires.
Next time you're on the High Line, come visit us at the American by Wyndham Havre. Make yourself at home in a spacious room or suite with a comfortable bed. Great amenities, complimentary hot home-style breakfast, wired and wireless internet, a fitness center, spa tub, and an inviting indoor pool. Our friendly staff will meet you at the American by Wyndham Havre. Call us or visit our website.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the Dew.
Well, she's been in the program for 6 years. 5'9", super senior. Out of Havre, number 4, Danny Wagner.
Yeah, your player
drops
of the game.
A 3 there. Danny, what a game. Another 3. Danny Wagner, she was 5 of 8 on threes and 10 of 13 from the field, 25 points in a game. And that's what I love more than the threes, is the way She took that ball to the hole. Big win for Carroll, but a lot different than what it was back on January 6th in Helena.
Well, all the credit to Tech's defense. They did a nice job, controlling Jamie Pickens a little bit. They did a really nice job as the kick out to Peoples, one of her threes. That got Tech, kept them around. People hitting three, but
she was 3 of 6 for her 9 points.
End of the day, it was too much Danny Wagner, and as good as Peoples was at times, as good as Cleverly was at times, in Urick, they just didn't have that go-to scorer on the offensive end, and that's a lot of it's because of Carroll's defense, one of the best in the nation each and every year as well. So two great defenses. It was a good game. It was fun to watch.
It was a great game. Carroll College women won it 64-57 behind 25 points from Danny Wagner. So long, everyone.
Since before the birth of America, the Army National Guard has stood ready to answer the call to defend and protect the nation. Army National Guard soldiers share in an enduring commitment to serve their state in times of crisis and defend their nation in times of conflict. The men and women of the Army National Guard serve part-time in their own communities and have a stake in its continued security. To learn all about the benefits of becoming a soldier in the Army National Guard, visit nationalguard.com.
I think there's more than one thing that makes Montana Tech unique.
I think it's incredible. It's special.
I've always kind of thrived off the adventure side of things and the unknown. There's no place I'd rather be going to school.
Montana Tech has provided me more than I ever could have expected.
Montana Tech made me a trailblazer.
Montana Tech made me a healer.
Montana Tech is my solution.
Be the solution. Visit Montana Tech today.
Butte Auto believes in giving to a brighter future.
The support that Montana Tech gets from Butte Auto providing scholarships for students is incredibly impactful, because what it does is it provides opportunities for students that they wouldn't have otherwise.
If it wasn't for local businesses like Butte Auto, I wouldn't have been able to go to college to achieve my dream of becoming a nurse.
For us to be able to have a partner like Butte Auto is phenomenal.
It's the game of the week, brought to you by the Montana Chevy dealers and sponsored by First Interstate Bank. The Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, Pepsi, Wayland Tire, and Opportunity Bank.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles, or current competitive owners get $2,000 total value on this Silverado. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Well, they say you just know when you are meant for something. And I was meant for relleno. See, really. I mean, you try one of these and you're in heaven, right? Things aren't always so easy, especially lately. But this business, mi restaurante, it had to happen.
You were made for what you do, and we were made for that. First Interstate, built for you.
Out here, we love our animals, from the wildlife to the livestock. Inside, it's the same. They're just like family. We keep them happy and healthy, most of the time. Secondhand smoke puts pets at risk for cancer, feline lymphoma, vomiting, increases the risk of tumors and lung cancer, even causes eye and skin disease. Secondhand smoke puts your pet's life at risk.
Tell you what, Jason Walker, you look good when they turn the lights off.
You never look better yourself, my man.
On January 6th in Helena, what a game it was. Carroll led 44-37 at the break. They won it 80-78. It's the top two teams in the Frontier Conference. Carroll 6-1 in conference play. Montana Tech 6 6-1 in conference play. It doesn't get any better than this. Caleb Bellich is back at Tech, where his dad played his college basketball, and he started his career at Montana State, and it's going to be fun watching Caleb Bellich. He scored 42 points for Manhattan Christian in that 2019 state championship game. Montana Tech 17-5 on the year. They're 6-1 in the Frontier Conference.
You look at Montana Tech. Adam Hyatt in his 6th season here, Rocky, and he struggled the first couple years, but once he got his own players in here, you could see the difference and see how well this Montana Tech team is playing. Sindhu Diallo leads the way. I mean, he's a high flyer. He can do it all. The kid that's always impressed me since his freshman year, Taylor England, the senior out of Helena High, who could have gone on to play college football as a tight end. He was that athletic. And then Darius Collins out of Missoula is so good. But Adam Hyatt has this team believing. He's got the city believing. He's got his student body believing. It's amazing the turnaround here at Montana Tech.
And the same starters they had a year ago, led by number 21, Jovan Slovakinen, who earlier this week was put on the Bevo Francis watch list as one of the top players in the nation in the NAIA, and he was chosen as the preseason player of the year, and this is going to be exciting. Caleb Bellich will jump center against Temple, and this game is underway. Both of these ball clubs are 6-1 in the Frontier, tied for first place, and 40 minutes of basketball. There's going to be just one team number 1 in the Frontier Conference. Diallo works it down low, taken away by Jovan Slovakinen. Leads his team in scoring, leads his team in rebounding, assists, and steals, believe it or not.
Well, he reminds me a little bit, not same size, but Ryan Imhoff, the NAIA Player of the Year a few years ago at Carroll. Jovan can do it all, just like Ryan Imhoff could.
8 on the shot clock. Jovan's going to back his way in. Somebody's got to shoot. There's Cook with the 3, no. And Tech on the rebound. 2 of the highest scoring teams in the Frontier. Tech second, averaging 78. Carroll third, averaging 76 points a game. We had a defensive battle in the women's game, and big crowd on hand here in the Hyper Complex for this game.
Kurt Paulson in his 4th season at Carroll College, the only Frontier coach to lead his team to a national championship game, 2019.
In his first season.
Yeah, that was
they only won 29 games that year.
Only, yeah. Tied the school record for most wins in a season.
England, Hughes. And from the baseline, Diallo can't get it to go, and they're using a lot of that shot clock.
Both teams filling each other out, even though they do know each other very well.
OKK did not get the start in this game.
Shamrock Campbell, who's been so good. Shamrock Campbell came in after a guy named Zach Taylor, who was All-American at Carroll College, too. And Shamrock, very strong. Wrestled in high school as well. His dad was a big-time wrestler in high school.
Foul against Carroll. Kurt Paulson in his 4th season, just 92 wins, 27 losses. They're 19-2 on the year. They were upset by Rocky at home, and they lost to Arizona Christian by 2 earlier this year.
Yeah, we started off Darius Collins. I like the way that kid has played. He's gotten so much stronger mentally as a player over the last 4 years, too. But Carroll started off 15-0 before losing down in Arizona.
First score of the game.
Now you got Collins on.
Jovan working hard. This game is tied at 2.
Jovan Slovakinen. He's been fun over the last 4 years. Carroll fans love that kid to death.
Diallo swings it around. Caleb Bellich. 42 points for Manhattan Christian in the state championship game. Gets the 3. That's his 30th 3. Bellich shooting over 41% on threes. This is where his dad played, and I believe his dad is in the Hall of Fame here at Montana Tech. Jovan holds up with the three. Oh, man, what a start. Jovan's got all 5 for Carroll, and we're tied here at 5.
Well, you can tell both these teams know exactly what's at stake today. Good defense by Campbell. Diallo missed it once, missed it twice, but got the foul called. Shamrock Campbell with the foul on the second attempt.
And Diallo is going to go to the free throw line, a 74% free throw shooter. Leads his team in scoring, assists, and steals. He's the Jovan for Tech.
Yeah.
We're tied at 5. And Diallo breaks that tie. Tech 17-5 on the season. They've won their last 4 games. And they've won 10 of their last 13.
Last loss was Carroll.
Diallo gets that one to go. And Adam Hyatt in his 6th season at Montana Tech.
He had a great career at Westminster back when Westminster was in the Frontier Conference, way back in the day.
Caleb Bellish works it up quickly. Darius, they almost lost it. Hughes, 3 on the way. Drew Hughes. That is just his 9th 3 on the year. And Tech up 5 early in the first half from the Hyper Complex. Darius's pink shoes, they do glow in the dark.
They are fantastic.
You got to love that. Cook on the drive. Can't get the layup. Does draw the foul, and he's going to get 2 at the line. And to the free throw line will be Andrew Cook, 6'4" freshman out of Huntington Beach, California. A 76% free throw shooter on the season for Cook. Got that one to go. Four-point lead for Montana Tech. Cook, he had 20 points against Northern, career high. Goes 1 for 2.
He had a pretty good dunk the other night, too. Him and Diallo both in their respective games.
Diallo down low. England, glass, yes. Taylor England averages a dozen, and it's a 6-point lead for the Diggers of Tech, the top 2 teams in a Frontier. They're both 6-1 in conference play on the year. Long to Cook. Jovan will drive past England.
Man.
Wow, it was so impressive. Jovan Slovakinen.
He is fired up, too, as he comes back down the.
And Jovan's got 7 of his team's 8 points.
Diallo
with the 3. Diallo lights that one up. How about a 7-point lead for Tech with 15:22 left to be played here in the first.
Butte Auto believes in giving to a brighter future.
The support that Montana Tech gets from Butte Auto providing scholarships for students is incredibly impactful, because what it does is it provides opportunities for students that they wouldn't have otherwise.
If it wasn't for local businesses like Butte Auto, I wouldn't have been able to go to college to achieve my dream of becoming a nurse.
For us to be able to have a partner like Butte Auto is phenomenal.
Grit's something that I learned early in my family. It was a great part of the Montana Tech experience.
Grit makes me think about how Butte came about. It was built on the hard work mentality.
It goes back to just being a Montanan. There's a rancher or a farmer in everybody's family.
Grit is just part of life there.
Rolling up your sleeves and doing the work necessary.
And that's where grit comes in. Understanding where you want to do and really following the passion that you have in life.
Grit grows at Montana Tech.
Sindhu Diallo knocking down the triple before Carroll's timeout, giving Tech a 7-point lead, Rocky. And both teams, like I said, they know what's at stake in this game. The winner has the inside track towards the conference championship, but if Carroll wins this game, they've got a 2-game lead over Tech. There's still a lot of basketball left to play, 8 conference games or so, but this is a big one tonight.
Montana Tech 3 for 3 on threes early in this game. They're 5 of 7 from the field, and they've got a 7-point lead. Campbell gives it up to Hillman. Long with it up on top. And they leave it free for Jovan to do his thing, and he does just that. And Jovan draws the foul on the drive. Well, without OKK in the lineup, Jovan's going to have to step up the offensive bit, and he's done just that.
He has so far with the 7 of the 8 points. He's going to shoot a couple of free throws here, but you also look at a guy like Shamrock Campbell, who is capable of putting up 20 or more at any given time. Brendan Temple down on the inside, too. I mean, this is a team that will spread the ball around. They know who the best player is, obviously, in Jovan, who misses the first one, but this is a well-balanced team. In fact, both teams are well-balanced. That's why they're both 6-1 in the league.
Jovan with 7 points in the game, 7 of his team's 8, and he goes 1 for 2. Great start for the Diggers of Montana Tech. They're shooting lights out here in the first half. Diallo lost his dribble. Bake in the game for the first time. Larson is in from Sidney, Montana. Bridger Larson takes it down low, and Bridger Larson is going to go to the free throw line.
Drew the block. Could have gone either way, but I believe Pedro was in that horseshoe.
Bridger Larson will get 2. Played his high school ball for the Sydney Eagles. Coming up on February 19th, I'll be in Miles City, the Hall of Fame MC of the Miles Community College Hall of Fame banquet. Mike Gear, famed Sydney football coach, will be inducted. All he did is win. His team won 7 state championships in a row, a record that'll never, ever be broken. When you think of great Montana high school sports records, to me, that one's number 1.
Yeah, that one's up there. Well, right here in Butte, 12 straight wrestling titles for Coach Street. Is that right?
Yep.
13 maybe?
That's another record that'll never, it was 13, another record that'll never be broken. And I'll tell you what, Jovan, deep 3.
Wow.
Oh, man.
He is feeling it.
Jovan Slovakinen. Can you believe it? 11 of his team's 12. Cuts the lead to 4. Diallo. Caleb Bellish made the save before it goes on the other end. And Bellish from 15. And guess who got the rebound? Jovan coming back the other way. And Jovan's high this year. Well, he had 27 on Thursday, his second 27-point game this year. He had 26 twice, and Long forced that shot. Tech with the ball in the 4-point lead with 13:40 left to be played here in the first half. Caleb Bellish cuts within 2 players, and you can't do that.
Yeah, that was a definite charge on that one, and trying to split the double team and ended up running Long over.
Boy, is he a nice player.
Yeah.
Big-time player in the Frontier. How about Brennan Howard being back?
Oh,
going home at Providence. Started Eastern Washington, MSU Billings. Earlier this year, he was at North Dakota, scored 18 against the Grizz, and now he's at Providence and getting 25, 10 a night.
Well, if there's a coach in the NAI that was going to find any loophole, it was going to be Steve Keller. I talked to him on my radio show podcast the other day, and he goes, "I didn't even know you could play for 2 teams in 1 year."
That's what I thought.
But there was some rule that he was able to find and get Brendan Howard back.
Well, you know, when Brendan Howard played for his dad, Bob Howard, at Great Falls High, his freshman year, I went to Bob Howard and I said, "Your son will be the first AA player to score 2,000 points in a career." There's Jovan knocking down a 3, 11 of the 12 points in the game for Jovan, and Brendan Howard did become he's the only AA player to score 2,000 points in a career. He also averaged 10 rebounds a game and 20 points a game over 4 years. Steve Keller Everybody makes a big deal of 300 wins in the Frontier, which is impressive, but 910 wins coaching, 610 wins in high school. That's another record never be broken.
I said, Coach, you've been around a while. He goes, that's just a nice way of saying I'm old.
4-point lead for Tech.
Don't be surprised if this might be Coach Keller's last year.
Jovan forces it, and Jovan gets fouled. And I've done a lot of Carroll games the last 2 years. I've never seen Jovan Slovakinen work this hard.
Yeah. Well, he's got a couple of players not in uniform today, and he's got to take over, and he knows that. And good players know when it's their time.
You know how I heard during right after that foul, the one, the only, Bob Green.
Oh, you know when Bob Green's in the house.
I love Bob Green.
Oh, he's great.
Bob Green Field.
Just over to the Parkway over here.
Jovan, 12 points in the game. He had 27 on Thursday, a season high. Cuts the lead down to 3 here. Diallo, right side.
Oh, great.
Down low. What a bucket by Mr. Sidney. Bridger Larson. And it's a 5-point lead for Tech. Coming up on our First Interstate Bank halftime show, we'll visit with Mr. Les Cook, Chancellor here at Montana Tech. I can see you as a Chancellor someplace someday, Jason.
No, thank you.
Walk against Campbell. We're going to head back the other way.
You know, if Kent Paulson ever retires as the commissioner of the Frontier, maybe I'll go for that.
That's an idea. Well, you know, Kurt Paulson promised me that when Notre Dame calls and he becomes the head coach, then he takes me with him as his play-by-play announcer. And I'm waiting. Wow. We'll see if that's going to happen. He's got a lot better shot at that job than I do as their announcer job.
I don't know. It's you're like 9-time Sportscaster of the Year in the state of Montana.
Collins. England.
Those two are so good together.
Darius with the 3, no. Carroll's going to clear the boards. Campbell's going to bring it up, and Shamrock says, where's Jovan? Jovan's on the bench. Who's going to score now? The ball is slapped out. Jovan Slovakinen with 12 of his team's 13 points.
Well, this is a time where Shamrock can take over scoring. You also have Brendan Temple down low. Cook back out there as well.
Campbell. Temple. Cook from 15. No.
A little strong, but he had the look.
Big rebound for Lawrence. Tech back the other way. What a drive by Lawrence. He's going to kick it out. Darius Collins with the 3, no. Offensive rebound for Tech. Take it away. Nice steal. Garrett Long, the freshman out of Washington. Saints are down 5 here. They've only lost 2 games out of 21 all season. Chan, 3-pointer is in. And Lowell Chan out of Las Vegas, that's just his second 3 all season. Taken away. Cook coming back the other way.
Well, defense leads to offense in a lot of different sports. In basketball, more so than any.
Chan again. That one's going to be an air ball. Tech on the rebound. You got a 3-point game with 11:10 to go. Well, back on January 6th at Helena, Carroll won a close game, 80-78. Bake inside. Great pass to England. Count the basket and the foul. Taylor England.
I believe the statistic is the last 7 matchups between these two teams, the home team has won.
Carroll's won 18 of the last 23 overall.
Well, there was a time they owned Tech, especially when Carson Cunningham was the coach.
England gets that one to go. A 6-point lead for the Diggers, the top 2 teams in the Frontier battle here in Butte. They're both 6-1, and Jovan stays on the bench. Campbell working hard.
Nice steal there by Collins. Came and knocked it away from behind. That help side defense.
And that is a moving screen. And that foul will go against Caleb Bellish.
We've had more fouls in the first 9 minutes and 20 seconds of this men's game than I think we did combined in the women's game.
We also set a record for travel in a women's game. Shamrock Campbell's going to bring it up. 10.5 left to be played. Here in this first half, look who's back in. Jovan backs his way in, gets it slipped out. Shamrock makes the save. Back to Jovan Slovakinen. 12 points in a game for Jovan. 12 of his team's 15. Lowell Chan doesn't get a lot of playing time. He's in early in this game. The ball is slapped out, and Carroll's going to keep with just 3 seconds on the shot clock here. And Rob Tesh visiting with the Tech bench and the subs, and we did get a photo with Rob Tesh and I. It's kind of a tradition. If Rob Tesh is in the stripes and I'm announcing the game, then we take a selfie. 6-point lead for the Diggers of Montana Tech.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the do.
At Opportunity Bank, this is our 100th year of serving Montana. To celebrate, we're going to tell 100 stories, share 100 lessons, and give 100 gifts. We're calling it the Big 100. It's a celebration of this community, the good people who live here, and the businesses we've helped build. Visit us at opportunity100.com to join the celebration. Here's to the next 100 years.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Boy, what a game, Jason. Two teams that match up really well against each other.
Yeah, they definitely do. And, defensively, you've got the right personnel on the right personnel for the other team. And offensively, you've got prolific scorers and guys that can handle the ball. And that's what you want.
Hillman kicks it out to Shamrock. Cook. Jovan. Jovan will drive. He's triple teamed. And with the walk, I mean, everybody knows who's going to get the ball, and they triple teamed him.
Yeah, and Jovan's got to be a little bit more aware of that and dish it out. If you've got 3 guys on you, somebody's open. In fact, 2 somebodies are open.
6-point lead for Tech. Bailey swings to left side. Hughes slapped out, loose ball. Chen on the steal. Shamrock Campbell will bring it up. Cook. They're going to have more scores than just Jovan if they're going to come out on top of this one.
Yep.
And when he went out, they only had 3 points as a team. Hillman. Johnny Hillman to back out. Shamrock 3-pointer, in and out, no go. And up and over the back, Hillman. That's not a foul, is it? Up and over the back.
Well, no. On the back is a foul. Over the back is not. The official call. Mr. Tesh explained that to you.
Oh, I know he did. Adam Hyatt, in his 6th season, head coach at Montana Tech. And the free throw line will be Drew Hughes, the 6'2 junior out of Bozeman.
Are there any more Hughes brothers coming up?
Boy, I mean, I thought we've had a lot of them, and now they shot a free throw, and now they're going to do the inbounds.
And technical called.
Wow. Tea time here at the Hyper Complex, and Rob Tesh was visiting with that young man on the way down the court. Caleb Bellish. Diallo They go down low. England and Bellish works against Jovan. What a move. And a whistle and a foul late. That's going to go against the Saints of Carroll College. And boy, Caleb Bellish. I mean, watch this move up against one of the very best players in the Frontier. And what a nice drive.
Yeah, it was a great drive. He couldn't convert it. He wanted it.
Caleb Bellish averaging 15 points a game. Was with the Bobcats a year ago. 2019 State High School Championship, 83-51 over Arley. 42 points for Caleb Bellish as his team won a perfect 26-0.
I was down at the Metra. I got there the next week to set up for the NAIA tournament, and they still had the score at the Metra on the scoreboard. I took a picture and sent it off to Caleb, and it was pretty awesome.
8-point lead for Tech. Shamrock to Cook. Hillman thought about a three. Hillman lowers his shoulder, drives inside. No, Jovan with the tip. Jovan again. Count the basket and the foul.
Oh.
Are they going to count the basket or not?
Well, one ref said no, and Tesh is saying, the other official saying yes. So, yes, 3-point play coming up.
And Jovan with 14 points in a game becomes out of the contest, averaging 20. And earlier this week named to the Bevo Francis watch list. If you wonder who Bevo Francis was, he played for Rio Grande College, NAIA. And during the 1952-53 season, he averaged 50 points a game.
Yep,
and that included a 116-point game.
He was pretty good.
Bevo was a scoring machine. Never did play in the NBA. Right side, Hughes.
Well, you know, you go to the NAIA tournament down in Kansas City, and the history at Memorial or Municipal Auditorium down there, and the players that have been through there.
Cook with the steal. Hillman with the layup, he missed it.
He tried to get fancy and reversed it, and instead of just going right at it, put it in.
You're on the rebound, and Tech throws it away. 8:03 to go here in the first half, 23-18. Tech up 5 on the First Interstate Bank halftime show. Les Cook, Chancellor here at Montana Tech. Kurt Paulson, head coach at Carroll College, fourth season, 92-27. Unbelievable. Short-handed for this one. Long to Cook. Shamrock Campbell, Jovan's going to back his way in. He's swinging out, 3 on the way. Pedro misses it. Pedro out of Brazil. He is an amazing three-point shooter, 19 of 27 on the year. That's 70% on threes coming into this game. And the reverse layup's not going to go. I think Jovan got a partial block on that one. And that is not a partial block.
That's a big block at the other end. Cody Baumstark. He's listed at 6'8".
Baumstark, that was impressive, out of Sheridan, Wyoming.
He's listed at 6'8", but someone told me before the game he's all of 6'9 plus.
And how about Sheridan College not having sports anymore?
Yeah, Sheridan and Northwest, right?
No, it's not Northwest. It was Gillette.
Gillette and Sheridan, right.
Sister colleges, they got rid of their entire athletic program. Jovan with a 3-0. Tech on the rebound. Tech up 5. 7 minutes left to be played here in the first half.
Scoring's really settled down here over the last few minutes until.
Diallo with a drive.
Yeah, Sindhu Diallo is pretty amazing. Athletic. You know, he's only 6'3". Came from Western Texas College, transfer.
He got to the hole quickly.
Very speedy.
Tech up by 7. Cook spins. Jovan, 3. No.
A little hard on that one, but Campbell
offensive rebound. On the drive, no, with the block. And Cook wanted the foul, not going to get it. And we're heading back the other way.
Well, it was a little interesting. His body was going one way when he went up for the basket, and then he landed a different way.
Diallo gets his own rebound off a missed three, and Diallo drives in and gets fouled.
Tension's pretty high, both coaches.
Watch that, Diallo, great hustle to get the rebound, and Diallo
It almost
goes
looked like
up
he
and
lost
gets
that.
fouled.
I think he lost it on the way up before the foul, but officials down there giving it a call. Kurt Paulson really going after the officials right now.
7-point lead for Tech, 6 minutes, 8 seconds left to be played here in the first half. I'd like to thank our Frontier Conference sponsors. Our corporate sponsors include Cooper Tire, Tire-Rama, D.A. Davidson, Hotels, McDonald's, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi, and U.S. Bank. Our Frontier Conference corporate sponsors. We're at the Hyper Complex on the campus of Montana Tech in Butte. Rocky Erickson alongside Jason Walker. 6 minutes, 8 seconds left to be played. Here in the first half, 7-point lead for the Diggers. And these are the top two teams in the Frontier Conference. They're both 6-1. Only one Frontier Conference men's team is nationally ranked, and that's Carroll, 6-1. And the rankings come out every 2 weeks, not every week.
Yeah, they did that a couple of years ago, Rocky. They made the switch to get more of a body of work in, you get 4 games instead of 2 that you're judging on, because, anything could happen. You have the number 1 team in the conference might lose a game on a Thursday, but then go 3-0 over the next 3 games. Well, do they really deserve to drop based off that one loss when they won 3 in a row? So it's more of a body of work as a whole, and I like the change.
Diallo at the free throw line, and he gets the first one to go, leads his team, averaging more than 15 points a game, and he's got 7 points in this game. Him and England each with 7. The lead is 8 for Tech, and Diallo gets that one to go as well. Tech 9-1 at home. They lost the College of Idaho 64-59 the last 2 years here at the Hyper Complex. The Diggers are 17-4. Home court advantage in basketball, it's the real thing.
Especially in the Frontier, where every team on every given night is good. And that's what Shamrock Campbell needs to do.
Wow.
He's a great three-point shooter, but he also can drive and do that little 5-foot riser.
The 11th leading scorer in the Frontier Conference this season. Baumstock. Bake. There's a deep, deep three. No. Shamrock Campbell will clear the boards. They've got numbers. Now Shamrock's going to slow things up.
What Campbell's really good at, too, Shamrock Campbell, is a couple of dribble drive real quick to the elbow and rise from 15 and hit. And now he's posting up, which is interesting. But he's, like I said, he's strong. He can handle it.
Jovan, back out. Hillman, long three. Offensive rebound, Shamrock Campbell.
He came from the other side of the court, the other corner, to get that rebound on this side of the floor.
Jason, Jovan Solakinen is working so hard. Somebody else has to be open. Jovan here on the drive, and he kicks it out to Pedra, but they're keying on him, so somebody has to get open.
We mentioned it when he turned it over on that triple team is, if there's more than one guy on you, if you see that double team or triple team coming, find the open person, and that's what Jovan did on that drive. And that's a lot of the dribble drive offense, what it's based on. You drive and kick.
And Jovan misses for the free throw line. He's got 15 points. The rest of the Saints have 5. Under 5 minutes left to be played. Here in the first half from Butte. Big crowd for a big game, and why not?
Yep.
Top 2 teams in the Frontier are battling here. Caleb Bellish with it up on top to Bank. Lawrence on the baseline works against Jovan, and it's not going to count. Lawrence pushed off and got the offensive foul, and they are calling this game tight.
Yeah, they definitely are, and I think you have to early to set the tone, just so things don't get out of hand.
I don't know about that one.
That was just it looked like some good contact, both players. 7-point
game, 4.5 to go.
Cam Lawrence was on those Hellgate teams. that were so loaded back in the day. He was almost
forgotten about.
Yeah, he was like the 4th or 5th guy because they had so many great players.
Caleb Bellish brings it up quickly. Down low to England, players down, and it's not going to be a blocking fall against Shamrock.
It is.
Okay.
I don't understand that one.
England and
he was
Shamrock.
outside of that horseshoe, too. I don't understand it.
A lot of contact there.
Wow.
And Campbell, England rather, back at the free throw line is 76% free throw shooters, got 7 points in the game. He's 1 for 1 in the contest here. England gets that one to go. Carroll comes in averaging 76. They have just 20 points here in this first half. Taylor England goes 1 for 2.
A lot of missed free throws here in the early going for both teams.
Jovan, 6 rebounds to go with his 15 points. Long, under 4 minutes left to be played here in the first half.
Oh, great drive.
Hillman, what a drive. Wow.
He got a little help on the outside, nice screen, and he used it and took it right to the rack. Strong finish there for Johnny Hillman.
We got a 6-point game, 3:41 left to be played in the first half. At the half, Les Cook, Chancellor of Montana Tech. That is a chance for a 4-point play for the Diggers of Montana Tech. Keely Bake out of Fairfield, the 5'11 freshman, hit the 3, his 27th, and then Bake gets fouled, and a chance for a very rare 4-point play, and a free throw here for Bake would put the Diggers up by 10.
Just a silly foul. You've got to know better. I mean, you can close out, but you've got to be in control. And a silly foul committed there.
32-22. Tech. Saints will bring it up. Cook. Shamrock. Jovan Shlakinen lost it. They're going to double up on Jovan again. Somebody else has got to be open. Shamrock. Great defense for Tech. 6 on the shot clock here. Jovan works against Bellish, rises, fires, no. Jovan gets his own rebound, putback is in. No one on this court is working harder than number 21, Jovan Slovakinen. He has been simply outstanding here. Bellish works his way in the paint, turnaround jumper, no. Jovan, another rebound. 32-24 here in the first half.
He's going to have a double-double by the end of the first half, baby. He's got 8 rebounds already.
Temple working hard.
Strong move, though. But Taylor England's just as strong at the other end. Oh,
Diallo,
great feed.
what a pass on the inside, and what a finish by Keely Bake. Wow. Great reverse layup by Bake out of Fairfield. And the Diggers are back up by 10 late here in the first half. Cook kicks it out to Hillman. And a whistle and a foul on the play. And that's going to go against Diallo. Wow.
They're calling it tight, but calling it equal.
Johnny Hillman, free throw line. Jovan, 17 points, 8 rebounds in the first half here. Hillman's an 80% free throw shooter. Usually when you say that, they miss.
Right? The curse of the announcer.
Big crowd on hand here at the Hyper Complex on the campus of Montana Tech. Hillman gets them both to go.
You know, there was games early on when I was doing radio 8 years ago that there'd be nobody here for a men's game. That's how bad it was. But Adam Hyatt has turned things around.
Diallo cross court, And there's Bank, unable to get that shot off. Christian Jones out of Laurel is in the game for the first time. Basketball Jones with the three. That's just his fourth three all season for Basketball Jones out of Laurel. The lead is 11, 37-26. 90 seconds left to be played here in the first half. Jovan kicks it back out. Cook from the baseline. And Carroll just trying to stay in this one. 37-28 Tech. A minute 22 left to be played in the first 20 minutes. What a great college game back on January 6th in Helena. Carroll won 80-78. Carroll led at the break in that game, 44-37. I'd like to thank our network affiliates for today's game. SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities, and Yakima, Washington. We're happy to have you enjoying this game with us, and what a great game it is. As expected, the top two teams in the Frontier Conference, and there's Jones.
I know Jones got the three, but that ball started, they went around the horn twice and then went inside to England before they were able to get back around to Jones for the open three. That's called ball movement, I believe.
Carroll, with great defense, has given up 37 points here in the first half. England backs his way in. And Jones has it on the baseline. Jones will drive the layup. Yes. And coming off the bench, Christian Jones. He averages 1.6 a game. He's got 5 points in the last 30 seconds. And the Diggers are back up by 11 here.
Well, Tech's defense has been the key here in the first half. They've won this first half on the defensive end, which has led to points on the offensive side.
Jovan kicks it back. Three on the way. No. Diallo on the rebound. Diggers up 11. They've got the ball with 30 seconds left to be played in the first half, and the shot clock is off here. What a first half for Montana Tech. They've lost their last 4 against Carroll. They've lost 18 in the last 23. Diallo misses the shot. Jovan the rebound. 8 seconds left. Jovan will drive. Jovan pulls up and scores again. 9-point game. Diallo coast to coast. Count.
How does that happen?
The basket at the buzzer. Nobody jumps in front of him.
How does that happen? You got to get back in transition.
41-30 at the break. Diallo with the layup off the glass and in. Wow.
Since before the birth of America, the Army National Guard has stood ready to answer the call to defend and protect the nation. Army National Guard soldiers share in an enduring commitment to serve their state in times of crisis and defend their nation in times of conflict. The men and women of the Army National Guard serve part-time in their own communities and have a stake in its continued security. To learn all about the benefits of becoming a soldier in the Army National Guard, visit nationalguard.com.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we call this community home, just like you.
That's why we take a locally focused approach for our members.
Your financial success is our primary goal.
Whether you're refinancing your home,
buying a car,
starting a business,
or just need help with your checking or savings account,
we'll give you the financial tools you need to grow.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we're here for all life's events, big and small.
Stop by your local branch or visit rmcu.net to learn more.
I'm excited to be a part of the Butte Auto Group that's providing these scholarships to the local Butte students to take advantage of Montana Tech, one of the greatest schools in the nation. Being from Butte, born and raised, and being a first-generation college student, this really means a lot to me. I know the struggle of paying these loans back. It was not easy. And being a part of somebody that's giving that opportunity to a local Butte student to really follow their dreams and go to college when they may not have had that opportunity just means so much to me.
How about this drive at the buzzer? Deolo with the score, and the Diggers out on top by 11 at the break. 41-30, our first Interstate Bank halftime show. Dr. Les Cook, the Chancellor of Montana Tech. And Dr. Cook, what do you like best about Montana Tech?
Well, I could say the crowds are amazing today. The energy that's in the gym is really exciting, and I think the loyalty and the family that is Montana Tech is what this place is all about.
And you got a couple of new buildings on campus when we drove up here today. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we've obviously embraced the older buildings that we had and brought some new things to life here in the last few years with a brand new Student Success Center a couple of years ago. It's really exciting. I think our students really love it. So,
Dr. Cook, when you meet somebody from out of state and they ask you questions about Montana Tech, what are you most proud to tell them about this university?
Well, I talk about our students and how amazing they are and our faculty. I talk about the great degrees that come out of here, and our students have the opportunity to come here, and the highest retention rate in the state of Montana and the greatest return on investment of any institution in Montana. And that's something that we all should be proud of.
That's fantastic. And how about this game? The men's basketball team, 6-1 in the Frontier, tied for first place, and up 11 at the break.
Yeah, this game is amazing, and the tempo in here on Thursday night was pretty incredible, and I think we've beat it today. So we're excited. It's great to have everybody here, and really proud to see our Ore Diggers out there doing as well as they're doing. It's awesome.
You know, I have to ask, one of my favorite people in the whole world is the world-famous Bob Green, and great coach, but he's still here raising money for the athletic department at the university. What does Bob Green mean to Butte America and Montana Tech?
Now, there's nobody out there that's more, that epitomizes what is Ore Digger than Bob Green. And I actually sit next to Bob Green or Coach Green almost every game. And the reason is because he yells really loud, and I yell loud too, but I figure if I'm yelling loud, they blame it on Coach, not me.
Dr. Cook, real briefly for all of our listeners out there, people are thinking of sending their student, their son, their grandson to an engineering school. What do you have to say about Tech?
I say send them our way. We're more than happy to help them. We know that we provide a great experience and we provide a great degree program in a lot of different fields, and we're really proud of what our students do here and the great lives that they go on to leave after they graduate.
Dr. Les Cook, Chancellor here at Montana Tech on the first Interstate Bank halftime show. The Diggers up 11 at the break, 41-30.
At Wayland Tire, it's service first, quality always. So stop in today and let us find the right set of Michelin tires for you. If you value longevity, check out the Michelin Defender family, Michelin's longest lasting family of tires on the road. Whether you drive a car, minivan, SUV, or truck, you'll be able to do more for more miles. Come visit our team of experts at Wayland Tire so we can match you with the right tire for the way you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
It's 7 a.m., and Mike is reading Plato. He's trying to get ahead of the other 6 kids in his ethics class. Pretty soon, he's going to grab some breakfast with his friends. After that, he's meeting with Dr. Klein about his thesis on partial differential equations. Later, he's got a meeting about a possible internship. And after that, practice. Big meet against Montana State tomorrow. He's got a busy week. He's got a busy life. But for right now, it's 7 a.m., and Mike is reading Plato. Carroll College. Not for school, but for life.
Well, the Diggers of Montana Tech are shooting lights out here in the first half, 57%. There's Jovan Slovakinen with the three. Jovan, 2 of 3 on threes. And how about Drew Hughes with the 3? And Tech was unstoppable inside and outside. England with the bucket, and defensively they've been fantastic. That was a huge block by Bumstart. And high on the glass, Johnny Hillman. Bake came off the bench and produced some big scores, and Bake hit 5 points in a row there. He had that three, and then that reverse layup. And then Christian Jones out of Laurel comes in and goes off. 13 of 23 for Tech in that first half, 57%. They're 5 of 9 on threes. They're 10 of 12 from the free throw line. And Jason Walker, any way you look, I mean, they are outstanding. 1 assist for Carroll College in the first half.
That's something that Kurt Paulson's going to want to change. But you look at the rebounds, pretty even, but 7 offensive rebounds for Carroll. Unfortunately for the Saints, they just haven't been able to convert those. So they're getting them off misses, but not able to convert. And that 2 of 9 from 3, I mean, that's a big difference in this ball game right now. Is, you know, they're down by 11, they're losing by 9 on the 3-point line and 4 at the free throw line.
Well, the rest of the team is 0 for 6 when you got Jovan is 2 for 3. Jovan 7 of 11 from the field, and 19 points in the game with 9 rebounds in the contest. 9 of the 15 rebounds, and 19 of the team's 30 points. But as we noticed here, Jason, Jovan can't do it by himself.
No, he can't, and that's where, you know, a guy like a Shamrock Campbell, a senior, he's been a leader for this team for 4 years. He's going to need to step up, and we saw him, you know, take a little bit of charge a couple of times. But he's, you can tell that the offense runs through Jovan Slovančanin, and rightfully so. But other guys have to be, you know, as a coach, you've got to understand that too. When Jovan's getting double or triple teamed, find somebody else to score offensively, and that's got to be a guy like a Shamrock Campbell or a guy like Johnny Hillman, who had a nice drive. But Carroll's been shooting itself in the foot with, you know, silly fouls, some turnovers, and not getting back in transition. I mean, this is a single-digit game at the half if it's not for Diallo getting open and going the length of the floor and a second.
You know, one of the things that Carroll needs to do, I mean, they're double and sometimes triple teaming Jovan Slovančanin, and well, somebody else has to be open.
Well, that's just it, and that goes back to, you know, Campbell. Shamrock Campbell's great three-point shooter. Career-wise, he's one of the tops in the nation. He always has been since he was a freshman. But can he drive? Can he hit a, you know, I mentioned, you know, his game for a long time, a dribble drive or two, hit the elbow, the free throw line, and rise and hit a 15-footer. He's got to do things like that. You know, make Tech change what they're doing defensively, because right now Tech doesn't have to change because it's working. And nobody's hitting a shot for Carroll. When you mentioned they're 0 for 6 from beyond the arc, not somebody named Jovan Slovančanin.
So Carroll prides themselves on great defense, giving up just 62 points a game on the season. They've given up 41 here in the first half, Jason.
Well, and a lot of that is, you know, the outside shooting of Montana Tech. But, you know, Carroll's a step behind, it seems like, on the defensive side, especially on closeouts. And that's something that, you know, they're going to have to clean that up in the second half, too, if they want to get back in this ballgame.
Exciting first half. Dingers out on top by 11, 41-30 here at the break.
I got home from work early, walked in the front door, and immediately felt like I got smacked in the face with a rotten egg. I've smelled a natural gas leak before, so I went right back outside and called Northwestern Energy. They came over immediately. Turns out one of the burners on the stove wasn't turned off all the way, and fumes were filling the room. It's a good thing they add that rotten egg smell to natural gas. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. It's a full-time job keeping these two safe, but with Northwestern Energy's help, it's a little easier.
Well, you shoot 57% in the first half from the field, 5 of 9 on threes, 10 of 12 from the free throw line, and you can be up 11 here at the break, 41-30. Diggers out on top. Both teams are 6-1 in the Frontier Conference, and I'll tell you what, Jason, we're in for an exciting 20 minutes of college basketball up next.
At least. No, both these teams playing really well. Tech's going to be ranked when the new poll comes out, I think, next week. There's no question about that. They have to be. But it is surprising that Carroll's the only team. But again, Tech had kind of the weaker non-conference schedule, and that hurt them early on. But, you can only schedule who will come visit you in Montana, and it's hard for these Frontier Conference teams, men or women, to get non-conference games at home. Otherwise, you see these guys traveling all over the country. Carroll and both Tech and Carroll, most of the Frontier went down to the Phoenix tournament, which is every year, but a lot of California trips, a lot of trips out to the East Coast or the West Coast to get games with Cascade Conference teams, just to get games and get experience before the brutal Frontier Conference schedule starts. So
it is impressive in the Frontier. It's not just the women's game, but also the men's game as well. I mean, when Kurt Paulson, his first season, 2018 and 19, they played in the national championship game. Billy Drykosen won a national championship at Rocky. Montana Western women won a national championship. So, hey, basketball in the Frontier Conference is alive and well.
It is, and it's just getting better and better too. And you don't have a guaranteed win anymore in the Frontier like you used to. There used to be one or two that you could pick up every year, knowing that you can't do that anymore. And it's crazy too when you talk about the national championships. Rocky, that was 12 years ago now when Bill Drykosen won. They got back 10 years ago, but they haven't been back since to Kansas City. And the way the NAI does things now with pods, because they combined the two NAI divisions a couple years ago, and that completely took away the luster of the top 32 teams going to Kansas City. Now it's just the top 16. I'd like to see that changed. But, the Frontier with Drykosen, the year that Western won it, Lindsay Woolley on the women's side, they had Brianna King, the best player in the country that year. But, that's the year that I picked Carroll to play Western in the national championship game because that's how good both teams were.
I wouldn't have not been surprised at all.
I wouldn't have either.
So what's Carroll going to have to do to make up the 11-point deficit as the second half gets underway here?
Well, find somebody other than Jovan Slavancin to score and then get some stops defensively. That's where it's going to start for Carroll, is on the defensive end.
Temple's going to work down low, gets it slapped out. Temple's going to try it again. Rises and fires, and an out, no go.
Good defense there by Taylor England. Never gave up ground.
Belich swings it inside to England. Back out. Caleb with the three. Shamrock Campbell on the rebound. Tech up 11 at the break. Cook. Temple. Hillman on the drive. Nobody stops him. Nobody got in front of Johnny Hillman.
Well, that was the drive he had in the first half that was very similar. And he needs to do more of that. But then you got to come up with stops defensively. And Caleb Belich, too strong there through two Saints.
That was an impressive baseline drive by Belich. And the Diggers back up by 11. Temple is going to go up strong again. and can't quite get to finish. England clears the boards. Diallo will swing it back to Darius.
Darius Collins, another one of those great Missoula players.
Collins goes up, no. Shamrock on the rebound. An 11-point lead for the Diggers. Just underway. Here in the second half from Butte.
Collins was a youngster on those Trace Tinkle teams at Hellgate.
Jovan gets rid of it, gets the assist. Andrew Cook with the bucket. And Jovan has not taken a shot here in the second half. They got to get others in the scoring column.
Well, so far they have.
Diallo gets free. Diallo spins in the paint. Short. And the Saints have it back. Shamrock with the left wing. Cook. Cook's going to drive on Darius. Jovan. Picked up by Diallo.
Here comes the double.
Jovan leans in, doesn't get the bounce.
Not the best possession there for Carroll on that one.
England on the boards, and Jason, these two teams are not moving quite as quickly as we've seen in the first half.
No, things have definitely settled down. But
Caleb Bellish with the dunk. How do you stop that?
You don't. Plain and simple.
And that's going to be possible play of the game. Temple, Jovan, double team. Shamrock with the three. And great job blocking out.
Well, that's one thing you want if you're Carroll. The ball movement from the inside to the out, get the three looks. They've had them, just now you got to start knocking them down.
And Diallo works inside. Darius Collins with the three. It's a 14-point game. Coach Paulson wants to talk about it. 48-34. Diggers out on top here.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles, or current competitive owners get $2,000 total value on this Silverado. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Out here, we love our animals, from the wildlife to the livestock. Inside, it's the same. They're just like family. We keep them happy and healthy, most of the time. Secondhand smoke puts pets at risk for cancer, feline lymphoma, vomiting, increases the risk of tumors and lung cancer, even causes eye and skin disease. Secondhand smoke puts your pet's life at risk.
The Diggers, 16 of 29. Caleb Bellish with the dunk. Notice how everybody just parted the sea for him. And,
they did, yeah.
Who's going to get in front of that? Wow.
Well, Carroll's got to figure some things out, and I mentioned at the start of the half, yeah, offense is important, but they've got to get some defensive stops because trading baskets is not going to do any good.
21 games this season. Carroll College is 19-2. They lost by 5 to Rocky. They lost by 2 to Arizona Christian. So they're basically 7 points away from having a perfect season. Hillman. Chan with it down low. Pops it back out to Long. Three-pointer on the way. Short. Rebound fought for, and Tech has it, and a whistle and a foul, and that's going to go against the Diggers.
Yeah, Darius Collins got a little handsy as Campbell and Chan were fighting for the rebound. Collins from behind. Or rather, Taylor England, I'm sorry.
Carroll needs to take a timeout, unable to get the ball on the inbounds. The Saints have won their last 3 games. On to the Tech, they've won their last 4 games. Tech 9-1 here at home when these two teams met January 6th in Helena. Carroll won 80-78. Jovan with a double-double, 22 points and 10 rebounds, and Shamrock Campbell with 16 points in the contest. So I'd like to thank our Frontier Conference corporate sponsors this season. They include Cooper Tire, Tire-Rama, D.A. Davidson, Earth Hotels, McDonald's, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi, and U.S. Bank. 14-point lead for Tech. You got to wonder, Jason, have the Saints ever been down in the second half this season by as many as 14?
No, they have not. I'm feeling pretty confident about that.
Big crowd here at the Hyper Complex in the women's game. Carroll won at 64-27, 25 points from Danny Wagner. She was 5 of 8 on threes, 10 of 13 from the field. The Carroll women, the 6th-ranked team in the nation now, 18-4 on the year, 6-2 in the Frontier Conference. Carroll on the inbounds. Chan getting some playing time today.
Both the Saints men and women ranked 6th in the country. Collins from behind.
Darius Collins with the foul. 2 fouls on Tech here in this second half. None on Carroll College.
Carroll only has 1 timeout remaining. I just noticed that.
Jovan with it up on top. Jovan has not scored here in the second half. Long on the drive, and a whistle to foul. It's going to go against Tech. So 3 fouls on Tech in the second half, and
that's Collins' 4th overall.
Cam DeLaurent, 6'3" freshman of Missoula Hellgate, will come back in the game. Pedra getting set on to get a bounce. He can launch some threes. He's only shooting 70% from long range this year. Slovakinen's going to back his way in. Jovan gets rid of it. Shamrock will drive. Great defense by Tech.
Fantastic.
Shan drives the baseline, offensive charge. We're going back the other way. I mean, Tech's having one of their best games all year, no question about it. Checking out the offensive charge by Lowell Shan. Diggers will bring it up. England picked up by Chan. Diallo works inside the paint. Diallo is fouled, and
there's been some ticky-tack ones called here lately.
They're calling them tight, aren't they?
It's gotten tighter too, and it's called equal on both sides. But yeah, a couple of ticky-tack ones there. 1 on Campbell, 1 on Darius Collins, his last one.
2 fouls on Carroll, 3 on Tech. Caleb Bellish with that big dunk here in the second half. Bellish with the deep 3, short. Rebound, Shamrock Campbell. Every possession's big for Carroll when you're down by 14.
Now you got to stop. Now you got to get points.
Jovan backs his way in. Diallo. Now he's double teamed. Jovan in trouble. Gets rid of it. Slapped out. Loose ball run down by Chan. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Pedra to Long. Long lost it. Another defensive stop. And coast to coast goes Lawrence, taken away by Pedra.
Yeah, he got a little out of control and didn't know what to do with it and ended up tossing it away.
Garrett Long for the Saints. Jovan, 19 points, 9 rebounds in the first half. Has not even attempted a shot here in the second half. Jovan crossover, yes. Jovan Slovakinen with 21 points in the game. His career high, well, his season high this year, 27. He's done that twice, including on Thursday. He's also had 2 26-point games. He's averaging 20 points a game on the season. Diallo, Bellish, Lawrence dumps it down low. England almost lost it. 6 on the shot clock. Bellish drives in and Caleb Bellish draws the foul, one of those unique players that can drive pretty much whenever he wants.
Yeah, he's pretty talented. It's a pretty talented family, too. Look at the drive there. I mean, they're calling it tight, but I think that this last couple of fouls have been pretty, on both sides, have been a little too tight. At some point, you got to let the kids just play the game. But great officials out there, no doubt about it.
Bellish gets the free throw to go. He's got 9. Diallo leads the team with 11 points in the contest. And Bellish gets them both. Diggers are back up by 14. Well, no question the Saints are needing OKK, who's not in the lineup in this one. Pedro on the baseline. Pedro gets free. Count the basket. And Pedro out of Brazil, a chance for a 3-point play here.
Well, and that was,
count that as a 2, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was just a nice play, and that's what I like about the overseas players, and I know he's from Brazil, but a lot of that finesse, and, you know, he was good with the – Jovan Slovančanin's good with it, too, the ball faking, and then sometimes you get yourself a shot, and that's what Guy did there, and he's got a chance to convert the 3-point plays. Jaden Lieberg checks in for the first time.
And Pedro's going to bang that one home.
Now you get a defensive stop.
Banks going to push it up.
And if you're Tech, just keep doing what you've been doing.
Christian Jones back in. He scored 5 quick points late in that first half. Lawrence, wow. Back up by 13. Shamrock Campbell. Lieberg, Cook, and Jovan is out. Shamrock from the line. Caleb Bellish with another rebound. Bellish with 5 rebounds, 11 points in this one. He's had a nice game. Bellish, Jones for 3, short. He put up a lot of threes in Laurel. Shamrock Campbell on the rebound. Shamrock, Cook. Pedro, he comes in and he's yet to put up a 3, and that's his shot. Pedro misses the drive. And Baumstark, the 6'8 senior out of Sharon, Wyoming, on the rebound. Baumstark is going to back his way in on Temple. Wow, he made that look easy.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
The lead, 15.
Wow.
54-39, Tech.
And
taken away. Diggers on the steal. Christian Jones goes down and he's fouled. Both teams come in 6-1 on the year. No, you're right about Tech. They will be nationally ranked.
Oh, yeah, they have
this
to.
week.
Yeah, that new poll comes out next Wednesday. And
Christian Jones on the steal, and Jones back the other way is fouled. Both teams with 4 fouls, 11:35 left to be played in the first half. Diggers have their biggest lead of the contest. They're out on top by 15.
Don't be surprised if Tech jumps into the top 20. Carroll ranks 6th now. They'll stay in the top 10 with a loss today if it happens.
Ure is back in. Lawrence. Diallo kicks it out. Ure with the 3. No, and they used all of that 30-second shot clock and got the offensive rebound. Lawrence drives baseline, throws it up. No.
Yeah, that was
Cook
wild.
Quickly back. They've got numbers. Jovan with the layup, and it's going to be an offensive charge against Andrew Cook. And Coach Paulson will take a timeout. Cook leads the break, gave it up late to Jovan. It's a 15-point lead for Tech. 11 minutes left to go here in this one.
I got some new flies and a rod for my birthday, so we're gonna take the boat and float a different stretch of the river tomorrow. I checked, and there are no overhead power lines in that area, so I'll be able to cast for miles. But here, that's a different story. With Northwestern's power poles and lines just over there, we stay at least 10 feet away and only handle the outdoor chores on this side of the house. Which means I get to spend more time casting lines while the professionals work around them.
I think there's more than one thing that makes Montana Tech unique.
I think it's incredible. It's special.
I've always kind of thrived off the adventure side of things and the unknown. There's no place I'd rather be going to school.
Montana Tech has provided me more than I ever could have expected.
Montana Tech made me a trailblazer.
Montana Tech made me a healer.
Montana Tech is my solution.
Be the solution. Visit Montana Tech today.
Carroll College has won the last 4 games in this series. They've won 18 of the last 23, but the Diggers out on top by 15 here, 54-39. Carroll, the 6th-ranked team in the nation, comes in 19-2 on the year. Both these teams tied with the Frontier Conference lead at 6-1, but boy, Tech's looking good on both ends.
Yeah, they definitely do, and it's their defense. I mean, yeah, they're putting up points in a variety of ways, but their defense has been very impressive.
Lawrence takes it down low, wide open 3 on the way. Banks not going to get it to drop, and
Sindhu Diallo down.
Diallo went down, and it went down hard, and Diallo's in a lot of pain here.
Well, him and Jaden Lieberg bumped heads. And
barely got to see it there on that Pepsi replay, and maybe we can see it again from a different angle. 10 minutes and 46 seconds. Diallo on his feet here. 54-39 our score, and this is a different look. Diallo hit
a little late, but
the deck hard. Wow.
They hit together. Jaden Lieberg, you know, a great story about him. He came from Helena Homeschool and has been just a gritty player for Carroll. His Aunt Heather is one of the greatest marathoners and one of the greatest runners.
Wow.
She qualified for the Olympic trials a couple of times. She owns the Governor's Cup. She owns almost every record there. 3K, 5K, half mile, and mile.
Now, was that targeting? Does Lieberg have to go out?
No.
They don't have that in basketball yet, do they?
Not yet. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not coming soon, though. I'm not sure what the. Well, they call a foul on Lieberg.
6 fouls on Carroll, 4 on Tech. We're midway through the second half here in Butte. Coach Kurt Paulson, head coach of Carroll College, not a lot of losses in his 4 seasons. 92 wins, just 27 losses. He's swinging around, almost taken away. You're down low, pump start. Wow.
He took that ball away from two Carroll College Saints.
And a bump start, having a nice game. 17-point lead. 10:22 left. Temple with it up on top. Lieberg can't seem to get open. And on the drive off the glass and in, Johnny Hillman. And how big was that bucket?
That was huge.
Wow.
He's done that a couple of times. He needs to do it more.
10-minute mark. Second half. Lawrence, Bumstark. I thought that was going to be alley-oop. Gets it, no. Saves it. Bumstark tips it out. You're with the 3, no. And Lieberg crashes the boards. Cook will bring it up. Carroll down 15, and boy, what a job defensively they've done on Jovan. Here in the second half, and Jovan puts up the 3, it's short.
Well, if you're Carroll's offense there, I mean, yeah, you got to move. 4 people stood around watching to see what Jovan Slovanchina was going to do.
He's had some tired legs right now. Bake, picked up by Temple. Ure. Lawrence gets rid of it. Another long possession for the Diggers. Bake for 3. Wow. Bake comes into the game averaging 7 points a contest. He's got 9. And the lead is 18, 59-41. 8:49 left to be played. Can Carroll answer? Jovan's going to back his way in. Great pass to Temple.
That's what
with
I've been
the finish.
talking about for quite some time. Is they need, when Jovan needs to recognize the double team coming, find the open guy. And they got it done there.
Great pass. Jovan down low to a wide open Bernard Temple. It is a 16-point lead for the Montana Tech War Diggers.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do to do.
At Opportunity Bank, we've been around for a while. 100 years, in fact. And in that time, we've weathered some storms, seen some changes. And while that's no small feat, we don't measure success in time. We measure it by the impact we've made. We measure it by the success of the families, communities, and businesses we've served. After all, to us, there's no better investment than the people of Montana. Here's to the next 100 years.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Jason Walker, you and I have seen thousands of games. 16-point lead, 8.5 to go. It's not over yet.
No, it definitely isn't. And, you know, anything can happen. Nice to see Diallo back in there. But anything can happen if Carroll can get some stops. And they switch to a full court defense here in a little 2-1-2. Try to slow down Tech a little bit.
Tech has done a great job on both ends.
Oh, it's one of the best games I've seen from Tech in 8 years overall.
England on the baseline. Look at that. Shot clock down to 5 again. Hughes with the runner. No. And Jovan, and that is his 11th rebound to go with his 21 points. But, boy, he has been quiet in the second half. Jovan didn't get that one to go, but he saved the rebound.
Well, he's had to do so much on the offensive end, fighting through double and triple teams, and then on the defensive end, too. But he needs help offensively. Somebody else for Carroll. Nice backdoor move by Hillman.
Jovan, Hillman. And shot clock down to 4. Jovan with the 3, no. They fight for it. Jovan's got the rebound. Jovan spins, gives it up late to Chan, and Chan is fouled.
Well, I tell you what, Chan deserves to shoot a couple of free throws here because he's the one that kept it alive on back-to-back missed shots. An offensive rebound and then that tip that went right into Slavanchin's hands. But Chan fighting hard there, and well, he's not going to go to the line, but give him credit for keeping this possession alive for the Saints.
Hillman, inbounds, Chan. Johnny Hillman, Jovan. Diallo and Jovan, boy, what a matchup that's been. Chan, fall-away jumper is in.
He deserved that. That was a great call to get him the ball. 15-foot jumper.
The lead is 14 for Tech. Caleb Bellish, 3-on-2. They throw it away. 7:04 left to go in this one. The winner of this game moves into sole possession of first place in the Frontier Conference standings.
And they'd be tied at a win apiece if you look at that tiebreaker down the road. So whoever would win the third game, we're a long way from that. We're a long way from this one being over. Oh, great move by Hillman.
Oh, Hillman. Oh, didn't get the finish. Chan had the rebound, gets it slapped out.
Wow.
That would have been spectacular. And that's a Tech fan that did not agree with the call.
So these two teams will play February 10th at Helena in the third to last conference game of the season. So
Shamrock with a floater.
He needs to do that more.
Well, the 19-point lead is cut to 12 with 6.5 left to be played. A lot of time left in this one. And there's the whistle, and the foul is going to go against Carroll College. That's 7 on Carroll, 5 on Tech. And they're going to the free throw line. It's going to be Caleb Bellish. Bellish is 4 for 4, leads his team with 11 points in the game. He also has 5 rebounds. He had one spectacular dunk here in the second half, and Bellish gets that one to go. Caleb Bellish is 73% free throw shooter on the season, gets them both to go. And the Diggers are back up by 14 here.
Yeah, this is a great defensive effort by Montana Tech today for sure.
Shamrock will drive. Shamrock kicks it out late. Chan with the 3. No. Chan gets his own rebound off the missed 3.
Well, shooters should know where the ball's going to go.
Jovan with the bucket. Jovan's got 23 points and 12 rebounds. He had 19 and 9 at halftime. 19 of his team's 30 points at the break. Diallo back in. Diallo is fouled, and Diallo to the free throw line for 2.
Here's an interesting couple of things here. Each team has made 20 shots. Each team today has made 20 baskets. Tech, 7 threes. Carroll just 2. Tech a 7-point advantage also on the free throw line, but Carroll's shooting 37% overall. Montana Tech at 47.6%. There's your key difference. Carroll's getting shots. They're just not, they're contested, and they're not knocking them down.
What are the chances these two teams will meet in that Frontier Conference Championship?
I'd say really, really good. if you were a betting man. Of course, we're here for entertainment purposes only.
Same week as the state basketball tournaments, but at least we have those games on Monday and Tuesday. Shamrock kicks it back out to Long.
You know, the big thing between these two, and with today, with Tech, you know, dominating the way they have, is that matchup on February 10th is a nice move by Jovan. But that matchup on February 10th, Rocky, could be for home court advantage in, you know, who's get the 1 seed, who gets the 2 seed. That's how big this game is for Montana Tech.
And how big is home court, you know, not just in the Frontier, but in college basketball period.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge.
Well, in the way, you know, the Tech men are playing right now, look at this crowd. You want to be here. It's just like at Carroll. You've done Rocky games. I mean, you get that student section at a Rocky game. Holy cow. Providence is decent. Northern is crazy.
Boy, if this place hosts the Frontier Conference men, it'd be unbelievable.
Oh, Western, you know, Dillon's got a good facility.
Jovan worked hard to try to get the rebound, unable to do so. 14-point lead for Tech with 4 minutes and 42 seconds left to be played in this game. The Carroll women defeated Montana Tech 64-57, 25 points from Danny Whitener. She was 10 of 13 for the field, 5 of 8 in the contest on threes. Diallo will bring it up. 4.5 to go. Diallo bounce pass down low. England reverse, no. And he draws the foul. Boy, Jovan's tired.
Yeah, he is. He's left it all out there. There's no doubt about that.
It's an honor to be on the Bevo Francis watch list as one of the top NAIA players in the nation and a finalist for the National Player of the Year. England at the free throw line, no. 4.5 left to be played in this one. They have 12 on the bench. Tech suited out 17 this afternoon. Wow.
I don't know how can you do that?
Well, they did.
I thought you were only supposed to dress 15. Huh.
You can do what you want.
Well, you're at home. Who knows? They're all wearing masks, right? Then you can't see them if they're wearing masks.
Cook, Temple, Shamrock. Jovan backs his way in. Somebody else has to be open. He finds Shamrock Campbell. Shamrock holds up with a fall away. Air ball saved by Jovan, but he was out of bounds.
Shamrock Campbell, 2 of 9 from the field. I mean, you look at the Saints, I mentioned it. They're under 36% from the field.
20 of 56. They're only 2 of 15 on threes. Tech 7 of 17.
But even that shot gets contested. You know, Campbell tried to get a little separation.
Darius Collins gets it out to Hughes. And the clock, a big advantage now for the Orediggers as they try to improve to 18-5 on the year, an all-important 7-1 on the Frontier. Diallo, remember he was hurt not all that long ago and comes off the bench and scores. 17-point lead. Jovan Shalakinen drives inside and gets fouled, so Jovan to the free throw line here. 66-49.
You know, it's funny, Rocky, we talked a little bit about the games before we came on the air today, and we thought, you know, the women's game as Collins fouls out. Women's game we didn't think would be as close as it was, and that turned out to be a fantastic basketball game. And we thought this was going to be a lot closer.
Exactly.
And really, it's opposite of what we thought was going to happen today.
Exactly. That's what I told my driver, Steve Herbert. I said the women's game might not be close, but the men's game is going to be fantastic.
It has been completely. That's why we do what we do, because we
it's not often. You know, it happens all the time that I'm wrong. I mean, ask my wife. Jason.
Well, yeah, no, exactly. I feel you.
Jovan, 23 points in the game, and he's got to be a finalist for the Frontier Conference Player of the Week. 27 on Thursday in a big game here on Saturday here in Butte.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though, if Carroll loses this one. They usually don't like to give it to a team that has lost.
Fewest points scored by Carroll this year, 53, and a 53-50 win over Corbin. They're probably going to have more than 53 in this one. Oh! Diallo with the baseline dunk, and that may have been more impressive than the dunk by Bellish. And look at Jovan working hard, and Jovan is going to get 2 shots, and Diallo is going to limp off, but wow. Let's watch this again.
Yeah, I think
Diallo drives the baseline, goes up and jams it over the top of Temple. Unbelievable. And Jovan Shalakinen trying to drive the basketball out. 3:02 left in this one. A 17-point lead. Jovan Shalakinen, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. And 25 points in a game. And this is going to be the 5th time this season that Jovan has scored 25 or more. The leading scorer in the Frontier Conference and a finalist for the National NEIA Player of the Year. What a huge, huge game for Tech. And they say that was slapped into the backcourt. And Bakes having all kinds of trouble, and they're forced to take a timeout here. 2:45 to go in this one. The Diggers out on top big, 68-52. Montana Tech 9-1 here at home at the Hyper Complex. And they lead by 16 late here. I'd like to thank our network affiliates for the day's game. SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities, and Yakima, Washington. We're happy to have you enjoying this game with us.
Montana Tech's going to improve to 7-1 on Saturdays. Just throwing that out there.
And what's Tech's win-loss record when the temperature is below 25?
Well, that I don't have, but it was warm today. It was I almost didn't need a jacket between the parking lot and the Hyper Complex. They'll also be 10-2 when leading at the half. Good defense by Temple there.
So what's more impressive, Tech's offense or defense today? I would have to say their defense has been just spectacular.
Yeah, 100%. And it seems like every time you and I call a game, whether it's basketball or football, it's the defense that's winning the battles. And it's amazing how accurate, that usually comes out to be. The better team defensively will usually win the ball game.
And I'm one of the guys that love offense.
Wow, that started really late. I love me some offense too, but it's been impressive watching this Tech defense.
Shamrock 219. Diallo almost had the steal. You want to talk offense, Jason Walker. A couple of years ago, the season that Lodgegrass won the Class B championship and Hardin won the A championship. I got to experience my first Hardin Lodgegrass game in Lodgegrass. Blur ball at its best. Lodgegrass won 112-92 in 32 minutes. 112-92. The highlight for me was when Larry Purdyweasel, the Hardin legend, came up and thanked me for going to the game.
That's awesome. Well, you remember those days back in the the running Rangers of Tom Furch with Crowell and Shin, and the fighting games that they'd have with Browning or Hardin getting up and down the floor. Oh, those were fun.
104-102 in the state tournament with Shan. The first state championship game I ever announced was the 83 state championship. Livingston got by Deer Lodge 104-64, and Carroll Furch with 45 points in that championship game.
He might be the best leaper.
That's without the shot clock.
Yeah.
Scoring 104
and the three-point
points. And without the three-point shot as well. We got a timeout, 2:15 left, 68-54. Well, the high schools did recently adopt the shot clock, and baseball. We're one of just 4 states that do not have high school baseball. But, I've been hoping for a shot clock for a long, long time. We're going to get that 35-second shot clock. Scoring in all 4 classifications have been down considerably, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Well, I talked to a couple of coaches up in Helena on the high school side. Katie Garson-Ford, the Capital Girls coach, who won a couple of state titles recently. But she was part of the committee that wrote the proposal to get it done. And she said of all the film they watched over the summer in the last couple of years to get this proposal through, there was only 2 instances in all of the high school games where a shot clock violation would have happened.
Wow.
If you play the game, without the stall effort, obviously. But, so you're not going to see many violations.
No.
I think it's a great thing, and we're going to see how good. Now coaches have to get better, too, because they've got to strategize the end of shot clocks, the end of quarters, and it also makes your 4th or 5th or even your 6th option on the team a better player because it might come down to them at the end of a shot clock. So I think it's a great thing for high school basketball, state of Montana.
14-point game with 2:15 left.
But you mentioned Lodgegrass. How good is Damon Grovant?
He's been over 40 like 4 times this year. He's averaging 33 points a game in high school basketball, and that's just unbelievable.
Journey Emerson, the other one that's putting some points up.
Well, how about Taylor Harris from Lockwood last night? The freshman scored 42 points in a varsity game. KG Grossman from West High had 32 points and 17 rebounds as West High stays unbeaten. They win at the buzzer over Skyview. They came back and won that game. I love high school girls basketball.
Oh,
it's
awesome. I called the State A last year, and like I said, that championship game between Havre and Billings Central was probably one of the top 3 games I've ever called in my life. And not because of me. It was
the only double overtime Class A championship, and Maya Hansen goes off for 35 for Central, and they lose. In the first game, the second game this year, Maya had 34 against Havre. And down low, working hard is Temple. He got a 13-point game with a minute 43
and you wonder
left
where
to be played in this one.
All afternoon.
And watch Tech take off some of that shot clock. 20 on the shot clock.
Well, how about Belich, alma mater, Manhattan Christian, both the boys and girls undefeated again. And I think I get to call that State C tournament up in Great Falls championships this year as well. That'll be fun on the boys and girls side. There's just great basketball across the state of Montana from border to border, top to bottom, east to west.
Diallo at the free throw line. Well, Jason, what's more impressive to you tonight? Diallo's baseline dunk or Caleb Bellish, who went right down the middle with his jam?
I got to go with Sindhu Diallo. I mean, he went baseline. He had two guys on him, and that's hard to do. Belich was nice, but it was wide open.
You're right.
He got through his double team at the three-point line. He was open to the hoop. Diallo had to work for his. And just the way he elevated, and he went up two-handed.
And that's after he was hurt.
Yeah, cramped up.
Jovan can't get to finish. England on the rebound. And Diallo is cramping up again. 67 seconds left to be played. 71-56 our score. The lead is 15. How about a young man who's going to put on the colors of Carroll College next season, Braden Cook, Helena Capital. He's one of the leading scorers in AA this year, averaging 25 points a game. And last week he had a game where Cook had 7 dunks in one game. and then there's Bozeman. Bozeman this year had games with 11 threes, 16 threes, 14 threes. They're averaging 10 made threes a game. It reminds me of that great Bozeman team of 2003, one of the greatest teams I've ever seen.
Yep.
Twice that season, Jason, they had the rarest of stats. 10 threes, 10 dunks in a high school game. They did that twice.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable team that won the state championship that year. It was CMR, is that where it was?
P.J. Owsley, he was on that team. They were just phenomenal. Well, coming out, hopefully this year, my first and only book, Rocky's Top 10 greatest teams, top 10 greatest players, best games, and of course, top 10 stories.
Do I get an autographed copy?
You'll be mentioned in the book as one of my top 10 color commentators.
But do I get an autographed copy?
Of course you do. If you put me on your show.
I put you on anytime you want. Anytime.
What a win.
Yeah, this is
for the Diggers.
This was a dominating performance.
Very impressive. They're going to be the top team all by themselves on the Frontier Conference at 7-1.
Well, you think back, it was tied at 5, Rocky, early in this game. And then after that, it was all Montana Tech, aside from Jovan Slavancin in its first half. But give all the credit to Adam Hyatt and his coaching staff. He had his team fired up, ready to play. Carroll shorthanded. Let's not forget that. But a nice move there. James Lang, freshman out of Portland. But this was all Tech. Tech won this game. There's no question about it.
Tech goes 10-1 at home, and it would not be all that surprising if these two teams hook up in that Frontier Conference championship game that
I think
we will be courtside for.
I think we can look forward to that, although Providence may have to say something in that.
Well, Brendan Howard.
Brendan Howard's back. The Rocky men, don't count them out.
They got by Carroll, upset the Saints.
Yep. MSU Northern can beat anybody. I mean, Sean Hughes is a great coach up there on the high line, and you never know what's going to happen down in Dillon with Western. I mean, Mike Larson's gotten, his third year now or so, and, he's starting to get some players playing well down there.
A lot of new players in both ways, and Lieberg misses on the 3, and that's going to be it.
Yep.
And the Diggers are going to win, and they are going to win big.
Yeah, Montana Tech absolutely won this game on both sides of the floor.
How about 42 points in the second half for the Diggers? They won it by 15, 73-58, and Montana Tech all by themselves in first place in the Frontier Conference at 7-1.
Out here, we love our animals, from the wildlife to the livestock. Inside, it's the same. They're just like family. We keep them happy and healthy most of the time. Secondhand smoke puts pets at risk for cancer, feline lymphoma, vomiting, increases the risk of tumors and lung cancer, even causes eye and skin disease. Secondhand smoke puts your pet's life at risk.
Grit's something that I learned early in my family. It was a great part of the Montana Tech experience.
Grit makes me think about how Butte came about. It was built on the hard work mentality.
It goes back to just being a Montanan. There's a rancher or a farmer in everybody's family.
Grit is just part of life there.
Rolling up your sleeves and doing the work necessary.
And that's where grit comes in, understanding where you want to do and really following the passion that you have in life.
Grit grows at Montana Tech.
This uniform symbolizes living up to a higher standard. To the Army National Guard soldier, earning it represents a commitment to a nearly 4th-century tradition of vigilance. To don this uniform in the Army National Guard is to be a guardian of freedom and the American way of life. Join us in a timeless tradition of selfless service at NationalGuard.com.
Well, we no longer have a tie in the Frontier Conference. And there's our player of the game, Diallo.
Yeah,
and Diallo, that was right before the half ended. Diallo with 19 points in a contest, and he was spectacular. His baseline dunk was unbelievable. He was 5 of 10 for the field, 8 of 8, and there's his baseline jam for Diallo, and that is our player of the game. Diallo with 19 points in the contest and a big, big win for the Diggers of Montana Tech, and the play of the game. And Caleb Bellish with the one-handed jam, the transfer out of Montana State, and Caleb Bellish with 13 points in the contest. He had 5 rebounds in a losing effort. Jovan Svalakinen with 19 points at the break. He had 26 points in the game, and he had 13 rebounds in the contest, but Jovan could not do it on his own. So a big, big win for Tech. We're going to take a break, come back, wrap things up, and the Diggers come out on top of Carroll 73-58. Be back with more right after this.
At Wayland Tire, it's service first, quality always. Performance, pride, and passion. 3 things that define the rich legacy of
and the American way of life. Join us in a timeless tradition of selfless service at NationalGuard.com.
At Wayland Tire, it's service first, quality always. Performance, pride, and passion. 3 things that define the rich legacy of BF Goodrich Tires and the lasting partnership that we've shared over the years. Like the ever-popular BF Goodrich KO2 tire and all the Advantage TA line of tires, stop in and talk to your local performance experts at Wayland Tire and get set up with the right type of tires from the company that invented performance, BF Goodrich.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles, or current competitive owners get $2,000 total value on this Silverado. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Carroll College came into this game 19-2. Their 2 losses by 2 points and 5 points. Tech wins by 15, home court advantage. How big is that going to be?
It's going to be huge, and now each team has 1 win against each other, and that February 10th game in Helena could be for the number 1 seed overall in the conference tournament. There's a lot of basketball still to play, a lot of great Frontier teams that both these teams still have to play, but it's going to be very interesting. A couple of key things that stood out to me, Rocky. Carroll shooting just 36%, Tech at 47%, and points off turnovers were pretty big too, and that's a missed statistic a lot of times. But at the end of the day, Tech's defense from the tip was ready to go, and so was their offense. But I'm impressed with that defense. Adam Hyatt's got the players he wants after 6 years on the job, and they're doing it the way he wants it done.
An impressive win for Montana Tech as they move into first place in the Frontier. For Jason Walker, Rocky Erickson from Butte, the Diggers win over the Saints 73-58.
Since before the birth of America, the Army National Guard has stood ready to answer the call to defend and protect the nation. Army National Guard soldiers share in an enduring commitment to serve their state in times of crisis and defend their nation in times of conflict. The men and women of the Army National Guard serve part-time in their own communities and have a stake in its continued security. To learn all about the benefits of becoming a soldier in the Army National Guard, visit nationalguard.com.
I think there's more than one thing that makes Montana Tech unique.
I think it's incredible. It's special.
I've always kind of thrived off the adventure side of things and the unknown. There's no place I'd rather be going to school.
Montana Tech has provided me more than I ever could have expected.
Montana Tech made me a trailblazer.
Montana Tech made me a healer.
Montana Tech is my solution.
Be the solution. Visit Montana Tech today.
Butte Auto believes in giving to a brighter future.
The support that Montana Tech gets from Butte Auto providing scholarships for students is incredibly impactful, because what it does is it provides opportunities for students that they wouldn't have otherwise.
If it wasn't for local businesses like Butte Auto, I wouldn't have been able to go to college to achieve my dream of becoming a nurse.
For us to be able to have a partner like Butte Auto is phenomenal.